Good evening, people. Welcome to Saturday Night Live. Bear with me 2 seconds. I apologise for being late as usual. Just go through the usual situation here. So, how are we, people? I'm going to switch the phone on right away tonight. It's the people tonight, so it's always the people, but sometimes I just need a wee ramble, you know. Phone's on. So, I will get to yous in a wee second here. I'm just going to have a wee look at some idiotic fucking comments that come in. Let me see, what was this first one? Let's have a look at this. I have come across a question that I didn't expect would completely stump any flat earther. What's a flat earther, anyway? I have asked, telling the difference between something that is flat and something that isn't flat seems to generate more silence than I have ever seen before. I'm starting to think that this chappie here is a Five Red Pears fan. Right? What's the difference between something that looks flat? Never mind the fucking nonsense, right? Oh, it looks flat, but it's got dimples in it. It looks flat, but it's got undulations. What the fuck are you getting on about? Right? You're trying to defend a globe. That is a ball. Right? Just produce measurable curvature. You're not going to produce measurable curvature. Right? And again, let's go for the other ones. We're getting in here again to this denial of natural physics on how the water behaves, like it's nothing when it is everything. Here we go. This is fucking wonderful. I love this stuff. Let me see if I can find it. No, I'm not finding it here. I don't know where it's went. It's one of these comments that comes up in the notifications, the wee bell, and when you go to the video, it's not there. All right, Sandy? Have a guest tonight. Sandy's sitting here. You want to say hello? I do. I don't know where it's went. Hang on, I find it. I can see a wee bit of it here. What does this prove? You don't have the size or atmosphere. Mars is smaller than Earth. It lost theirs. You look like a fool. I mean, I have people coming and talking to me on these comments and certain videos talking about Mars and all these things and vacuums and all these things that are unproven, things that they have never experienced themselves, but they keep regurgitating it. They keep throwing these points out as if it means something. I actually went and had a wee look at some of the trolls stuff regarding, you know, things that I have said and some of the street interviews. My goodness, these people are fucking lost, right? They talk about science. They think that what you say is meaningless. So before I start that, you know, I believed I lived in a globe, same as everybody else who is present here. I tried to prove it to myself that it was a globe. I failed at that. And for the last 2.5, 3 years, whatever it is now, I'm losing track. I have requested people to come forward and prove that it's a globe. I have requested over and over again for people to go on camera so that we could make like a documentary, face-to-face, proper conditions. You can bring who you like, you can bring your own filming equipment. We discuss this subject. And we see who has what and see who actually understands what real science is. There has been none of that. We asked Jeremy, the idiot troll known as Gem Panda, the other night if he would like to take part in a film discussion. He said he would, you know, in the chat and acted with bravado. We still have had no comms from him. I highly doubt that he is going to come forward, because he will not put his face on the camera, because he knows he's going to look like an absolute fucking muppet. So, aye, where was I? We do not believe in any maps and models here. The flat earth simply means here that it's an ongoing investigation. The full dimensions are unknown to the common man. The majority of people have been born into captivity. They have been born into a culture, an education system that has taught them from a very young age that they live in a heliocentric model. The model is a plastic toy. It only exists in plastic forms, or in crayon form, or in computer generated form. There is no actual model of it. There is no measurable proof of this globe. We see people continuing to deny reality and real physics. We see sophism and people looking to the sky, pointing at red herrings, things that are not tangible, things that are unknown, and trying to use it as some sort of argument to prove that the earth is a globe. It's not a debate. There is no dichotomy. It's not us against them. There is no two opposing sides. This is about objective reality. It is what it is, regardless of what anyone wishes or believes to be true. And that is it. The only cult that I see in this whole thing is that of the globe. I consider myself to be an ex-cult member. I believed purely on faith. I believed it because I was told it, that that's where I lived. And I have realised since then that it is a cult, and that there's many other aspects to that cult. There is many other behaviours, psychological conditions that stem from the globe cult. As I say, me and many other people have managed to break free from it, and we are encouraging as many people as we can to become aware that they are part of a cult, and that we need full exploration. We need full disclosure and full exploration. It is vitally important to every single one of us to know who we are and where we are. We need a solid foundation, or without it, your life is a lie. Nothing involved in your life has any roots in anything truthful. You may have experiences that feel true, you may have relationships that are true, but the overall picture of it is that your life is based in nothing. It is based on a lie. So for me, it's an ongoing investigation, and so it is for everybody else who's involved in this platform. Do not listen to the trolls who tell you that we represent a straw man, that being a cartoon flat earth with an edge or a pizza dish. That is not the case here. As I say, it's preposterous to have people in captivity their whole life, to then, when they realise a lie that has been fed to them, to then demand that they produce for you the full dimensions is absolutely ridiculous. The core of real science, that being observable, measurable, testable and repeatable, and for me it should be scalable. If you're dealing with reality and you make claims about reality, you should be able to show it in any scale. So I think that's about it. I've covered the kind of basis of what goes on here. I'm not interested in any of the sophist trolls who have been here. They have had opportunities in the past to come on this platform. They came on the platform, they acted like fanatical fucking morons. They sniped to hangouts. I am now seeing comments, and always have seen comments, that I am a bully. I am a bully who has no access to you through the screen. I do nothing but attack people. All I do here is defend the truth, try and represent the truth. This is not about personalities, this is not about ego, this is about the objective world that we all share. And that is purely what I stick to. Nothing else that comes to this is relevant. We stick purely to that criteria, and that is it. So, now that I've got that out of the road, I'm going to go and see who's in the chat. In fact, I'm going to count and see how many fans I've got. How many have we got viewing? I'm deeply worried. I am deeply concerned. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's game over. It's game over. I've become irrelevant. What am I going to do? I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Just curl up and eat.
I'm going to curl up in a wee ball and I'm going to cry myself to fucking sleep tonight. Nobody likes me. Everybody hates me. I think I shall go and eat worms. Big fat juicy ones, wee skinny squishy ones. So, what's going on? Marshall, how you doing?
Fair to bit, dude. Bit of a crazy night down here.
Yeah, how was going on?
Well, I don't know whether it didn't reach up to you. We had a lightning storm that was persistent for about 3 hours. I mean, it's quite spectacular, mate.
It was forecast for here, but it never materialised.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It may well be on its way, but you know, they forecast it for here for the afternoon, but we've had nothing. We've had some rain, and that's about it. Still really warm though.
Yeah, a lot of aerial discharge, but hardly any of it grounding. It was very bizarre, mate. Very, very bizarre.
Do you have any footage of it?
No, I didn't, because I'm not best placed to take it, and it was so obvious. I was relying on YouTubers to do the filming, and they've come good on that. There's acres of footage on there, dude. I'll link you up after the show, and if people are interested, I'll throw some links in later on. You know.
Nice one. Cool. I say I've not had a chance to catch up on anything. I've not had a chance to see anything on YouTube or anybody who's up to anything. So
busy down the footy, mate, wasn't it?
Yeah, I watched the football earlier, but I've been busy with the kids and stuff. Obviously, when you get the weather, you know, it takes your attention and you want to get out and about. So, but I'll get a chance to catch up over the weekend. What about the viewers? I mean, what's going on, Marshall? We're down in the ratings. I think we need fucking some sort of advertising campaign. By the way, I see that Itchy Bum and the crew were talking about a billboard advertisement, which is very, very strange considering me and you had a discussion about that on a private Google Hangout the other day. It's a great idea.
The same day as they launched it, bizarrely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny that, isn't it? As I say, you know, I've had a couple of people that have been offering funds towards some things like that. I would not accept any funds from anybody until I have a plan on where to use them. If anybody is going to put any funds towards this, the only way funds are coming this way is to purely to push it forward. Whether that be some sort of advertising campaign. We spoke about a billboard. We spoke about, you know, an aeroplane pulling the message behind it, and a couple other possible avenues of advertisement. So as I say, I'm working on some ideas, and I'm sure you are yourself. And once I've established something, then maybe, you know, if somebody wants to put funds in order to make it happen, that would be welcomed with open arms. But right now, I'm not going to accept any funds until there is a use for them. And that is it. As I say, any monetary value or any money that comes this way towards this platform will be purely for furthering the progress, whether it be advertising or whatever. As I say, you know, and if we don't come up with anything, then I'm not going to bother with it. I'll just continue to go my own way and push forward whatever way I can. So, Nasty souls don't feed the trolls their attention whores. They certainly are. But sometimes the trolls are useful when you have to point out certain things, you know. I have always done that from the beginning. When I see these characters being wheeled in and I see their logical games they play, games like, you know, trying to drag people into emotional complexities and social circles and things like that, then, you know, I use them and I'm going to point at them. So, who else do we have in the chat? Jonah Worms, how you doing? Is Magumba there as well? Magumba, if you're there, how do? I think the majority of people will be expecting me to go at 7:30. I wanted to try and go on a wee bit earlier and get off a bit earlier tonight. So, and I've not been smoking at all today, and you know, in the way of cannabinoids. So I'm probably going to chip like a fucking budgie tonight and be a little more intense than I fucking usually am. As the night progresses, I may well have a wee smoke, but right now it's budgie time. Jacqua Dell, I'm a fan and a real person. Yay, my fans. Would you like a signed t-shirt? Or a mug perhaps? Or perhaps you would like to meet me. You can arrange to meet me for 1,500 quid. For your 1,500 quid I shall give you a hug. And I'll spend half an hour with you. Let me know if you would like to take me up on that offer. West Coast Wisdom, piss myself, Lee K, laugh my ass off. I'm not sure what he's laughing at. I'm obviously missing out on the conversation. Tuna sandwich, have a great day, flat earthers. I'm going to enjoy the sunshine. Well, there's no sunshine here. It's gone. Fuck the sunshine. Come here and worship an idol. Why are you going out to worship the sun when you could be worshipping an idol right here? Don't you know I am the flat earth leader? Don't you know that I am the flat earth activist leader? Don't you know that I am the leader of all and nothing shall pass before I have had a say? Leon H, haha, Dale, Derek F, Bomb Buchanan, how you doing, mate? Just a popularity contest, eh, Dale? It certainly is, Derek. I got involved in this because I knew it was trending and I wanted to be a popular celebrity in the new trending fad. Never mind the fact that it's a most heinous fucking crime, the most heinous lie I have ever come across in my fucking life. No, that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is that my fans come week in, week out, and that the views in my videos keep going up and up, right? I don't want to make money, I just love the adulation of my fans, right? Stealthy 300, Neil, how you doing? G-Lo 1982, Millennium, Dell's mainstream. Yes, I would love to get fucking mainstream. And that's one of my points. You know, if there's any radio interviews or anybody offering any sort of interview about this subject, please put me forward. No, because I want to be fucking famous, because if you know me, you know I'm going to represent the truth and I ain't going to fuck around. Now, I think the majority of them out there know that, so they avoid coming here. Right? They're going to avoid people like myself. They're going to look for people who they can prey on. But if you know any of that stuff, let me know. Put me forward for it. Invite them here. As I say, anybody, and this is the way that it has to happen. I'm not interested in this internet fucking thing where somebody hides behind an account and they use their sophist fucking tactics, right? You get on camera, face to face, proper conditions. You can bring whoever you like, and I will bring whoever I like. There's no need for moderation. It's not a debate. Debates are for ideas. Okay? Objective reality is not there to be debated. Okay? Yes, Jonah Worms, thank you very much. The number for the phone, if you would like to message or call, is +44 or 0044 0739 365 4544. Don't be shy. You don't have to be a fucking TV personality or a TV voice or presenter. We just want real people to come forward, let us know you're there. It gives us a better understanding and a better gauge on, you know, how many people this is reaching now, because we can't trust things like YouTube for their figures and their numbers, because they are being messed with continually. And there is many other people who can testify to that. The Market Trader, how you doing? Grey Mears, how you doing? Phuket Word, nice to see you. I'm sure he could testify to the fact that things get messed about on YouTube. Marco Lower, how you doing? Aaron's Plain Truth, how are you? I made 2 videos, only 7 views. Well, this is the point. There are so many new people now that it's difficult for me to promote and to give a shout out. If you don't come forward and let me know you're there, I'm no fucking Superman. I can't get to every single person on YouTube. I created the platform on a Saturday night to give, you know, people who are not getting heard a voice, so that people can come and hear you. or if you have something, you know, relevant or new to say, then please let us hear it. Well, Fabian, Del, it's okay fan here. Yes, Bill, I know you're probably up there as a #1 fan. I think when the mugs and the t-shirts are made, you should be getting a freebie. In plain sight. Hi all, still not getting notifications from YouTube for your channel, Dale. Again, this is just another part of the fuckery that is going on. People are not getting notified. What I'm seeing, what I've been having a wee investigation, is when I see other people's phones and iPads and stuff, they're getting recommendations from people who I think are players. These are the channels who are being pumped forward. Maybe it's got something to do with how they advertise or they put the tags. I'm, you know, really not interested in that. As I say, the carefree attitude has been there with me from the beginning. You know, of trying to get popular and noticed. I'm not really giving a fuck about any of that. You know, for me, it was just about telling the truth. And if people heard it, they heard it. That's it. I'm not going to spend time trying to advertise myself because I'm not interested in being fucking famous. If I'm known for the truth, that is what I care about. If people are starting to know me and put me out there as some sort of personality, I'm going to have a fucking issue with that. Right? There's no ego involved here at all. Leon H, they want us eating insects now, promoting it like crazy. I've not seen anything like that. Don't know what that's about. You seen something like that?
It's been happening for a while now.
Aye. Doc Greenbud, Thunder and Fife. Well, it might be on its way. Millennium, Teen Marshall Magumba, it's getting like Dallas in the 80s. As I say, people, if you want a link and you've got something that you want to say, send an email to nocurve@gmx.com. Slip of the tongue there. And you can come in and say what you like. Any topic you like, you know, well, within reason. I'm not going to sit here discussing fucking sport and all that shit unless it's got something relevant to the topic, you know. Gremiers, primetime Saturday Night Live, yep. Well, not really. I think for Parkinson and stuff, we're talking about 9 o'clock, we know. If I want to be up there with Parkinson and the likes, we need a 9 o'clock slot, right? And I'm going to need more than 100 and something views. So, get the advertising happening. Get out there. Get Saturday Night Live at Beyond the Imaginary Curve in people's faces. So say we'll start having a big band, you know, for half time. And then we'll start inviting other bands and we'll have live sets and all that shit. We can branch out, you know, I'll try and find a bigger place. I'll make a bigger shed, right? And then we can have a live audience. Why don't we start having a live audience? Here's another thing I thought about. What about a different presenter every week? We'll keep it beyond the people beyond the imaginary curve. And we could try different presenters every week. How about that?
You're not threatening me, don't you?
Aye, fuck it. First up, I think, and I'm not joking about this, by the way, this was actually a serious thought I had. We could have different people, and if you would like a go at it, you can come to the shed and sit in the king's seat, and you can present if you like.
Sit in the throne.
Aye, sit in the throne. Do you want a shot?
No. I'd swear too much.
I swear. Don't worry about it.
I swear more than you.
Dominus AC Redemptor, IPS has been doing great work lately. Well, good on him if he's been doing great work, you know. As I say, if people are promoting that the Earth's not a globe and that we do not know where we live, and they are trying to give people the tools they require in order to free them from the shackles of belief and the cultural program that's going on, then fine. But when I see people calling themselves Infinite Planes and then trying to perpetuate the same old fucking nonsense truth pish that they're researchers into the fucking ancients and all this stuff, and I don't buy any of that fucking bollocks. Right? Get fucking real. What is their actual experience? That's what interests me. Know what they can fucking repeat to sound good or sound intellectual or well researched. I want to know what their actual experience is, their practical experience. So if anybody's pumping what I have just said, we do not know where we live, the globe is a lie, and here are the tools that you require in order to understand the bollocks and how to dismantle the bollocks, then I have no problem with that. Right? But I get suspicious when I see thousands of real, genuine people who have been brave, put their neck on the line to get out there and push this, to expose this lie, and they don't get any credits for it. They don't get any pats in the back. They don't get any recognition. And then I see these fucking wallopers coming from nowhere, offering empty gestures and being promoted left, right and centre by certain prominent figures. I have a fucking issue with that. When there is many other people who have done great work, hard work, who deserve to be pushed there, who, for me, deserve to be in a position of representing the truth. Right? People who I would trust to represent the truth. These characters I do not fucking trust as far as I could throw him. Right? So again, if you want to come in and say what you like, I'm not a bully. I am not going to attack you. It's a screen. There is nothing to fear. It's only words. What people fear is that they're going to be called on their fucking bullshit. If you make claims, I'm going to push you for actual empirical proof. So, who else have we got here? RJ, how you doing? Do you want to worms again with the number? The phone number is 07393 654 544. I think maybe the viewing audience will arrive at 7:30 because that is usually the time that Saturday Night Live kicks off. So I'm not going to be disheartened by the low viewing figures quite yet. I'll wait until after 7:30 before I assess the viewing figures. Itchy Bum is doing a lot for the Flat Earth cause, really? Well, where was he for the last 2 years? For the last 2 years I have seen, as I said, many people who have worked hard at exposing the nonsense. So go and credit those people, shout them up, give them respect. Those are the people that I respect. Those people who have withstood the test of time. They have been here for a while and they have been consistent in their approach. And that's what's important to me. No fucking overnight sensations. People who want to be fucking superstars, get them to fuck. Scottish Steve, I'm tuned in. Nice one. Matt Nicholson, how you doing? Leon H. Ninja Turtle Bunny. Keep the camera on the chat. On the cat. Stoned Harry, waiting on the storm starting, got the wind and dark sky now, it's building up now. For fuck's sake, people never mind the spectacle out here. There's a spectacle happening right here. Go and tell all your pals to stop looking at the sky and come in and watch this. Stoned Harry, you are early, Dale. I certainly am, Harry. I wanted to get early because I'm a cunt. I still like to watch sport. There is a fight that's happening tonight that has my interest, and I would like to view it. I don't support the reasons why these sports exist, but to watch it as a spectacle and to watch people's skills and their hard training, and I understand that, and so do my friends. So we like to have a look on it. It is entertainment that I select to choose and watch, so I'm going to go and watch that. So I thought I would come on a wee hour early and try and get off for about 9:30. If the fans are disappointed, I shall come back on tomorrow and give you a double done. So we have 2 lives in the weekend. As I say, I may just go live randomly every fucking day, twice a day, just to stay relevant and to keep in there with what is going on. Because I feel that there is nonsense afoot with some of these characters. You better be ready for it, because the nonsense shall come from them. I wonder if Timmy O is here. Sniff, sniff. Probably. There probably is the two of them. The trolls, the illogical morons, the helpless, weak, pathetic globe disciples who don't really believe it's a globe. They know that they're just getting a wage to push it, but they're pushing it as a fake resistance. The real powers know that it has been unravelled, probably to try and take people into a new false paradigm. But these muppets who are so committed to their role and being patted on the back are just not clever enough to figure that out. If they really believe it is a nature-defying fucking sphere testicle, they are mentally ill. They require probably psychiatric drugs or shock treatment of some kind, or they could just be put down, because they're of no use to anybody. If you keep going about pushing nonsense like that, then you're no use to anybody, honestly. I need to get out of this character. This is the non-smoking budgie character. I can't help it. Dominus AC Redemptor. I am not itchy bum syndrome, just taking a piss at Dell. You're not taking a piss at me. Come in here and take a piss at me. Sitting in the chat box is not taking a piss at me. So, Marshall, how are we on the... anybody looking for a link? Or have we became irrelevant? Are we not popular now? Nobody wants to speak to us?
I'm not receiving any mail, so I'm a little bit for that. What I have got is Martin's apparently obtained a translation from that Russian professor, and he was interested in coming on and giving people a rundown on that. And also Merle's booked ahead to come in, and he's got something else to say this evening, which I'm quite excited about. So I was giving other people the opportunity to jump on ahead, you know.
Cool.
If anybody knew that wanted to come on and had something to say. There was a guy, I missed the title of the guy that was saying that he put up 2 videos and isn't getting any views. Now, if I can take a moment here to say, look, people, there's a channel we've got up there, which is Flat Earth Activism.
Yeah.
And I'm noticing that we're not getting a sub count that reflects support from Flat Earth in general. Now, this isn't to promote the platform. This is to promote people within the platform. So,
Flat Earth Activism, because I've seen that the D Marble guy. I mean, he appeared and we promoted that, and now he's quite well known as well. So, I mean, if you've got content out there and you want to be known, as I say, you can come in here and let people know that you're there. Or if you don't have a channel and you would like it uploaded, then send it to us and we'll put it on the Flat Earth Activism channel. And if you don't know about Flat Earth Activism, the channel, go and subscribe to it, and you will get, you know, whoever we can find or whoever sends us stuff in, we will upload it to there, and then, you know, you can go and subscribe to these people. So, Callum Jackson, hello from Belfast. How you doing, Callum? Lee K, intentional prick syndrome or itchy prick syndrome. I thought I wouldn't be too harsh there, you know. Itchy bum, I thought was a bit less harsh. A wee minute. As I say, I see who's messaged here. I've had other comms from Matt as well, who was concerned about infiltration and stuff. So hopefully I'll get a conversation with Matthew about this, and maybe he'll appear on to discuss this, because this again is something that has been going from the beginning. The PSYOP part of this whole question and the people who have been shouting about it. Now there's accusations been going back and forward in regards to certain prominent figures within this whole thing. So as I say, this platform again, when I opened up at the beginning, I invited anybody to come in and provide proof of any claims, and I've always encouraged people, look, the proof is in the work, you know, look at the content. For me, the truth is, it's not a globe. Nobody knows where we are. We need full disclosure and full exploration in order to establish what the full dimensions are. Without that, we will be forever divided by people jumping in certain camps and defending certain camps. There's absolutely no need for it. If you have learned anything through this whole process, is to admit that you know fucking nothing, right? And to base things on your experience, your practical reality, no hearsay. So we will see how those things unfold. That'll be for the future, unless something happens tonight, which I'm not sure. By the viewing figures, I mean, Marshall, what the fuck's going on? We're not getting anybody who wants to come in and speak to us. The viewing figures are going down. What are we going to do?
Yeah, I'm gonna go no comment on that one for a minute, dude, because I'm pretty sure an avalanche is gonna appear. But I don't know. I mean, Paperclip Boy's in the chat. Perhaps he's responsible, mate. Should we ask him?
What's Paperclip Boy saying? Who is it?
You know what? I sort of drifted past it, dude, but I noticed he's here.
Yeah. Is he under
Kyle?
All right. Well, I'm somewhere in the chat that's obviously not there. Oh, there he is. I was talking to this flat earther on the street today, and he was telling me there's a group of people in Vancouver who are buying globes from a garage sales, and they're going to have a globe bonfire. Fucking great idea. Aye, a globe burning event. That would be great. There's an idea. Why don't we arrange, because I forgot that Rob McKenzie was saying to me about, you know, a meet and that we need a destination. So I've still been racking my brain with other things in my mind. So maybe we should maybe sort out by the end of tonight a destination and a date, and we can have a globe burning. I think that would be a great laugh. Colshy Cats, give that man a spliff. Yes, I think a spliff shall be coming shortly, because I'm annoying myself with the budgie. My mouth's going dry, and I'm chattering away here. Sue H nearly missed this as Antonio's debating a globy flat earth math. Again, right, see this debate nonsense, and Antonio should fucking know better, right? These people, and Antonio's been guilty of it in the past as well, and he's still doing it, debate, and advertising it as a debate. The objective reality is not up for debate. Flat Earth Math has been invited on here, but he was told that he's not going to get away with his fucking nonsense. Anything that he claims, he better have practical examples for it. Where has he been? He's not appeared here either. Right? Because I'm not going to sit and appease them and give this fucking, I'll defend my fucking flat earth fucking disc. Well, you can attack it and we can have this to and fro. There's fuck all to defend. We don't know where we are. The globe is fucking bollocks. End of story. Right? Anybody who wants to claim it as a globe, the burden of proof is on them. Us people here, there's no burden of proof on us. We don't know where we are. If I make a claim that there is no measurable curvature and that water is the best measuring tool in order for us to establish where we live, they can come and debunk it if they like. They better have practical examples. Right? So this debate nonsense is another part of the fucking the stage show. Right? There's no debate. And as I say, Antonio should fucking know better.
Dude, can you check out phone, man? Because people are saying that they've tried dialing in. So I don't know whether to get on silent or
fucking rambling. Sorry if I missed your call. My attention is now on the phone. I'll start reading some of the messages here. And if you have a call, I'll take it. Sorry, I've got one here that I'd missed on Sunday. Hi Dale, I missed the opportunity today. The London Marathon, I won't miss it next year. My son will be going up next year at the start line and have a flat earth banner. Love all your activism work, Lorraine. That's excellent to hear, Lorraine. Hopefully by next year it'll be well out in the open. It's my intention, and people I know's intention, to have this out, you know, to the majority, or, you know, a lot further by the end of the year. I really can't see, you know, it's still sitting in this position at this time next year, based on the last 6 months and, you know, how fast things have went. And then another message. Hi there, I hear Itchy Bum Syndrome talking this morning about having people phone in on his live hangouts. Well, this is the thing, Lorraine, and, you know, people have been involved in about this. There's been mimicking the format I set up, the way we spoke to each other, you know, the way I addressed things. That was mimicked because there's sociopaths out there who just want to be popular. Now, if they see something getting popularity, they're going to mimic it and jump on it. I don't mind that. I mean, you know, as long as people are promoting the actual truth. But when I see these characters mimicking and they don't promote the actual truth, then I have a fucking issue with that. I didn't really need to say fucking there, but this is just part of the no smoking. So thanks for messaging, Lorraine. Why is this saying Friday? What day is this?
Certainly.
Hi Dale, it's Dave from London. Just seen video on YouTube, spirit level experiment on a plane. It's called Flat Earth Spirit Level Experiment by D Marbo. Yep, we seen that when he first appeared, and we put it on the Activism channel. So what I had suggested with that was that it was noted that the plane, while it was on the ground, the spirit level was set to be level. And then as it takes off, you'll see that it's not level, and then as it levels out, the spirit level goes back to level again. So that you know, you've got it level on the ground, and then when it's in the air, it's going to be level again. You know, but aye, great idea, and hopefully more people do it.
I think anybody that's using a modern phone has got the ability to download a spirit level dude, so they don't even need to take necessarily a physical level with them.
Yeah.
Obviously, there'll be some discussion there about the reliability of it, but at least we'll get some sort of gauge.
Cool. Hi Dale, I noticed you were on tonight. I think this is from the other night. I normally see some of your videos days after they are finished, but seeing as I caught you live, I thought I would send a message in. About a year ago, I stumbled across this subject and have watched loads of the videos that are now on YouTube. There's way too much to say in a text, so I'll just say that I agree with the way you go about getting your thoughts and evidence over. I know from the interviews in the street that you have a lot more info than just a simple water example, and it all makes sense. I'll keep watching when I get the chance. Cheers. Well, that's it. You know, as I say, people forget that I believed I lived in a globe too, and that, you know, I spent a long time trying to prove to myself that it was a globe. So I understand it. You know, I've not been going over and over and over it again. You know, there's no need for me to, so I do forget things. But the water thing, as I say, it's not something that's small. If you really understand it, right, you know that it's the best measuring tool. You know that it tells you beyond any shadow of a doubt that you don't live on a globe or the exterior of any shape. You live in some sort of containment, right, that has high points and low points. The place is covered in liquid. We know the behaviour of liquid. It tells you everything you need to know. So, as I say, the trolls and many people play it down. People have this in their mind that it has to be more complicated and complex than it actually is. And it's not. It's simple, and it comes into simple things. You know, if you know, let's remove your indoctrination and your adult life, and we get back to basics, and we're assessing reality. And I come along and I start telling you that, you know, I speak to flying spaghetti monsters at night time when I go to my bed, right? And I'm trying to tell you this with a fucking straight face. And I'm trying to tell you because I want you to believe it. Now, in order for you to believe it, not even believe it, to know it, I would have to take you and show you the Flying Spaghetti Monster. Now, if I can't produce the Flying Spaghetti Monster, you know I'm fucking at it. If I start giving you excuses like, oh, but when you're in the room, you're interfering with the signal of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, therefore, you know, I can't show you it. We need to leave Earth so that I can show you the Flying Spaghetti Monster. You don't take it. It's nonsense. Right? So when it comes to the globe, you break down every aspect of the claim into its individual parts and you look for practical examples. They don't have any. Right? If I was to make any other claim about reality, you know, I can show you in scale and I can show you the actual things that I'm talking about. No, you know, a misrepresentation, something made of plastic. If I tell you that a flame can melt the plastic, then I can show you that. If I tell you that that cup can hold the water, I can show you that. If you tell me that bodies of water can curve and conform to the exterior of shapes and display shapes upon its surface, and you can't show me that, the only thing you can show me is an image. That's not scientific, I'm afraid. That's religion. Okay, that is a cult of charlatans, of sophists who are trying to convince people of something that is not true. I can just see this in the chat. Jacqua, tell a number of people I know simply don't care if it's flat or a globe. What do you suggest I say to them? Well, that's fine, you know, but ask them. Well, if you don't know where you are, what is your life? It's fine if people are happy with, you know, cultural creations, relationships, distractions, delusions. If they're happy with that and they want to call that a life, then that's fine. But no, for me. For me, I have an inquisitive, explorative mind. I want to know where I am. Nothing else really matters to me apart from establishing that. The distractions I have done, I have moved through it in my life. You know, as a kid, I had dreams and ambitions. I was, you know, these fantasies about what life is and what it could be. And then I became disillusioned as I realised lie after lie after lie. So, if they're not interested, as I said the other night, for me, I think this is about, you know, the attention, a battle for the attention of the masses and what message actually reaches them. So it's hugely important that there's a number of people who are representing the actual truth and that we can get that voice out there and get it established so that people have another option to look at and then make their own mind up. Flat Earthers Liberation Movement, CM off, Dell. Burning Globes sounds like fun, Leon H. Gully Squad, Dell shock treatment is harsh, bro. Know when you see these muppets who have continued to try and push this, they deserve everything that's fucking coming to them. As I say, some of them are clever enough not to show their faces, and there's others who are stupid and did show their face. Jonah Worm's probably a bit early. People are creatures of habit. Yes, John. Oh, but they're going up. They're going up. So I think I'm about ready if anybody would like to come in and have a chat. Again, nocurve@gmx.com if you would like to come in. The phone number is 07393 654 544. Don Treader UK, you are a troll who has appeared on many of my videos I have noticed recently talking utter shite. Take your religion and take it to fuck. Well, not interested in your fantasy. BKK Davibo, I'd love that Russian guy to come on. Well, I think Martin Leakey is wanting to talk about the Russian guy.
He should be on his way in, though. So now, I've got mails coming through now. All right, so people, your links will be fed out as speakers finish their time on the platform. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm just going to go and grab myself a drink, Marshall, so you can.
All right, dude. So I don't know who witnessed that monstrous lightning storm last night. I know I'm harping on about it, but it was fucking spectacular. You get any feedback from the chat box on this? No. Seriously? Nobody else in the south of England. In fact, they could cover most of it. I think. Really, none at all. Well, you all missed a treat, and what I'll do is I'll send a link to a random video that somebody kindly took, and you check a side box. There was enough spectacle for half of Britain to go out there and view it. Mark, you're here, mate.
I'm here, Marshall. One look, brother.
Yeah, good to see you, man.
Tell boy. Good to see you.
You saw the lightning, didn't you?
Sorry?
You saw the lightning, didn't you?
See more?
The lightning.
Mate, I put it on video. I was up all night. Never seen nothing like it. And I mean that. It was all night. Usually, strike of thunder, wait 10 seconds for the lightning to strike, and you're lucky if you see one. This was constant from 12 till 5 hours, right over the house all night long. Couldn't sleep. It's crazy. Yes, Del boy. Thanks.
How you doing, Martin? You all right, mate?
Yeah, man, I'm awesome. I'm epic. Loads happening. Loads happening. Exciting times. Things pushing forward in a positive way. My end.
Good.
I've got loads going on. Loads going on. Activism in a good way, though. I'm getting vocal. I'm getting out there. Doing more.
Good on you.
Yeah. I got yesterday. I got in contact with a Russian guy I know, right, Del, to try and get this Russian physicist who have just come out in Russia, who's their version of Neil deGrasse Tyson. I mean, he's on all Russian documentaries, television all the time. And if they have the news and they have the science correspondent come on, it's him. So he's really famous. When he's come out, he sat on a bench and he said, look, the earth is flat. It's been a giant brainwashing program. Starts as soon as they get the kids in school with the globes. It goes on from there. And he says that the Cold War was a hoax. It was just to basically scare humanity to death, of instant annihilation, to keep them all down. He just basically spills the beans. Now, he gave me a translation in the form of a recorded file, which I had yesterday, which I passed around. It is absolutely mind-blowing. So I've had him ask another Russian to verify it, but he's in work today. I was going to get him on to try and basically play the video and talk and say what this physicist is saying, because the guy who posted it says that in German. He hasn't translated it. So it's just, it could be anything he's saying, see.
Well, that's a problem. That's a problem. You know, we need to get things verified by a few sources just to make sure that that's what's actually being said. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to get hold of a guy called Itmar, which he's in Estonia, and I calls him my cousin because he's from the same city as my father. Now, I know Estonian and Russian aren't the same languages. Estonian's more like Finnish, but they do understand Russian. So I want to try. Trying to get hold of him so we can have a listen and see if it's accurate, or do a separate translation. And even if it surges, if he grabs a neighbor, if I could just get it there, or somebody else Russian, so I can just, before I put it out there, before they come in, the Globehead, saying, oh, right, well, I picked this apart and everything you said is wrong, and that is me down on my ass.
That's it, because, you know, we need to be careful of these things, because people are eager for things to progress, and you've seen that yourself. Anything new that's came along in the last few years, because people are eager and want that progress, they jump on it. only to find that it's a distraction and it's something to try and bring about ridicule or whatever. So, you know, I'd be very cautious. But
I am. Well, it's Mandela trees. You know, I'm remembering the trees turning up, Del. You know, the moment I seen it, I knew it was a wrong one. You know, it showed everybody knows flat earthers put flat earth on the front of their video so that it comes on flat earth recommendations. It doesn't come on if I haven't got flat earth on the front. We all know that. Yet this video shows up on our recommendations and it's got flat earth on the front. It's got no trees, no forests, sorry, and flat earth in the title. But there it is, smack bam, within a day of it turning up, a day, everybody have seen it. They're all running to me, oh man, this giant revelation of this. I'm like, are you fucking joking me? Do you think trees went 60 miles in the air? Stop that now. That's just silly. So I just completely flipped and I've just battled it all away and just got rid of it. But they keep slipping these things in, the mandala, all of these little things to people to sit there, you know, scratching their head thinking stupid shit that means nothing.
Yeah, well, that was you know, and as I said at the beginning, way back, the subject itself doesn't need any of these other subjects attached to it. And the predominant people who were promoting it at that time should have been wise enough to know that, but they were not wise enough to know that. So, you know, it's just part of the games, you know.
Yeah, I just knew that was a wrong one when it turns up and people running with it. It was danger. I seen a danger then. I thought, oh shit. Does that mean that people will just run with any old silly shit and believe it? You know, I'd see people in chat having conversations of, oh, where did the giants take all of the wood away to? Oh, obviously on their giant ships. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake, are you fucking real? Honestly, Del. So this is where people go in. They were advancing with the fantasy, you know? Well, that's just the same as science fiction, isn't it?
To be honest with you, Martin, I mean, who knows what the true story are, where we are, what's going on. That's the thing. I don't rule out anything, but at the end of the day, I say to people, listen, these things are already here, you know, and we can try and figure these things out at a later date. First, we need to establish where we actually are, you know, and then look at these things if we're stuck here, which I highly doubt. You know, I think there's something else beyond this, but that's just me. So
no, I do. I think there's lands beyond. Honest to God, I really do believe in the Kabawashi map as being an accurate representation of what's out there, extended continents and lands. I don't believe that, you know, when Plato talked of Atlantis, I don't believe it was on our plane. I believe it was extended out, but I believe they got access to it as well. Because these technologies that have turned up down the last 100 years, where do you think they got them from? Crashed UFOs in Germany, or is it somebody else helping? Because Werner von Braun suggested aliens, but I think it's something.
It's either that someone else is helping them, or they made discoveries on how this reality actually operates, you know, and they've reverse engineered stuff like that, and they've packaged it and used it in technology. There could be loads of different avenues that we could look at. But again, you know, let's just fucking try and establish where we are and what's out there. You know?
How can we do that? How can we get out there? How do we get to go and probe? You know, they closed the edges and pinched them. There's 28% of the surface we can't bloody go to. They got armies, navies to keep our asses out of there. How can we break through that? How can we get? Maybe if everyone became aware and keep on posting whatever.
That's it.
Maybe
we need the numbers. But we need the numbers of people in the right frame of mind and asking the right questions. No jumping in and believing a fucking certain camp and causing division, you know.
I made a post about the division earlier. I'll sick to death of it, mate. Sick to death of it. All of it. Division. It's just so time wasting. To me, I think time is accelerating. And I think in the background, with all the false flags that are obvious and everything else that's ramping up, I can't deny that something is afoot big. You know, what's happened in the country this week, you know, everyone in Britain is at this really heightened state of paranoia and agitatedness. You know, I had a Muslim get out of the car 2 days ago, right? Boy drove past him and goes, bang! And the Muslim's like, I felt terrible. I thought, oh my God, the brainwashing's complete. Everybody's falling straight into it. Let's find a bogeyman. Let's find a patsy, someone to abuse and fucking blame again. Same old. You see that overspilling that mentality into the flat Earth community, don't you?
Well, that's it. And it's about identifying manipulative minds. That's it. It's not about identifying one group of people, you know, and then generalising and saying that they represent the whole. It's a type of mind, you know, and people should be realising that by now, you know. So
yeah, it is.
This Russian thing, did you want to tell us a wee bit about what's the translation saying then?
Wow. Oh well, it's a biggie. I'll send it to you anyway. It's he just starts with, it starts in schools with the globes. Basically, they've built a mathematical construct on a model that was fictitious in the first place. They tweaked all the edges with extravagant mathematics to cover their gravity. So you know, like, so they got a weight of bullshit evidence that if you throw up, well, what about gravity? They got a weight of calculus no one can read. You know, 1% or God knows how much percent of the population, them. So we can't dig into it. We can't sit there and go through this data to see if it's actually accurate. None of us can. And it's only certain people. Yeah.
That's the point. That's the point about highlighting to people, you know, mathematics being a formal science and it being a language. We need to stick to natural science and get real with it. If, as I said earlier on, I made the point, if I start claiming I've got a fucking flying spaghetti monster, you know, I produce the practical example, or you get to fuck. It's as simple as that. You know, so they can produce as much language, text, images as they like. You know, it's not going to wash anymore. You know,
it's getting nauseous to me as well. The way that it's gone so transparent since I'm in a flat earther that all of it is just blatant, and I know exactly what's going on. I think most of us do, but like you said, it's the immediate world that's around us. What we can see in front of us is all we got. You know, could argue with someone. What can you see this ball in front of you right now? Take a look around. What does it look like? Well, it looks pretty flat. Yeah, isn't it? You know, that's all any of us got. You ask anybody, where did you see this globe? On television. Or anywhere else? Yeah, in books. And dogs. Nobody's seen it.
That's it. It's this elusive curve. You know, where I am, I can see 30 miles around about me and it all looks flat. Well, that bit is just flat. So what about somebody who's 30 miles away from me and their bit just looks flat? Where's the curve? You know?
That is nonsense. I know this. This is why I drove me to flat Earth, because of my years at sea. I could see things days and days out there. I'm telling you what, I don't even know, 100 miles maybe. And we've got photographs coming out now. People in the, if the atmospheric conditions are right enough, you can see the sun setting beyond mountain ranges. You know, up to 160, 70 miles away. You know, and you know how much ball is supposed to be on the way. Now, how can they deny that, the globe believers, and put that aside like it's not a reality? How can they put these aside? It's just...
Yeah, because they're part of a cult, mate. You know, they're looking for bias into their cult. Some of the innocent people are, but you know, the majority of these people are no just innocent people who are confused. They're at it. They're sophists, you know.
Yeah.
They're deliberately trying to push it. So.
The way they get ugly, I notice every time. We don't go like, well, I don't go abusive to them on comments or what have you, these globe believers, but they come with straight away with the add-ons every time. You should see my comments; they're disgusting. Personal attacks, ugly as fuck, drink bleach, hang yourself, all of it. Yeah. Now, not one of them that come with a complaint will give me maybe one person I can think of though, a civil sentence. With a civil argument about what I'm denying, which is I'm denying the evidence put forward on the television concerning the events of this week, right, with Manchester, because I have had usual globe tact. They've come pouring back to me, yes, the globe believers with attacks, yes, but there's this other side who are really, really abusive in a different tact. They've ramped it up basically. My end, they've got really nasty, trying to just affect me in a way, but just bouncing off me. It makes me want to do it more. It empowers me to bring it on.
You know, the more the data just fuels you on to keep going. You know, and that's the fucking idiocy of them. They hope that you're weak enough that you're just going to fold, but then they couldn't account for people being strong enough to keep pushing through. So fuck them. They have nothing. You know, and again, you know, even in the way they approach and they speak to you. They start off with ridicule in their voice and in their tone. Guys like fucking Five Red Pears, the other Scottish guy. I mean, this moron still goes on camera acting like people are imbeciles and all this fucking stuff. You know, and you're offering these people, well, you know, I don't see you running about trying to convince people that fairies aren't real. If it's so ridiculous, leave it be. But the fact that you're on it for so long and you're pushing so hard at it, you would think that they would like some resolve. So you offer them resolve, you offer them face-to-face discussion, you offer them the opportunity to have it filmed. You know, people like Mr. Pears has people who watch him. There's people who come here that stand here on this platform. Let's get together and show people, you know, what the actual facts are, what real science is, and let's get it out there. None of this hiding behind screens. I mean, they think they can hide behind screens, but it's getting to the point now where they're not going to be able to hide behind screens. It's getting forced out into the public, and it's going to happen whether they fucking like it or not. You know, so when it does get into the public, are they going to be there showing their face, or are they going to run away and hide? You know, for me, they'll probably run away and hide. They have been offered the opportunity to put it to bed. Let's end it, get on film, let's have a discussion and see what the actual facts are.
Instead of hiding in clandestine. It's not me, is it? Concerning that certain troll, the Tim, right? He's been like, I've been basically giving him a bit of a dog's life actually and picking on him a bit, but he's like crack. He's come to me and he's like denying that he's ever sniped me when he's done it 5 times, denying that he ever put porn on the sun tracking, which he did. The one Nathan run, the sun tracking, I was on a 24-hour event. He did. I mean, he's nuts. He's denying the things he does. I said, look, mate, what's happening here is we're sick to death of you having free reign of our fucking hangouts and popping up out of the blue whenever you want, shutting people down, shutting their mouths down, or if you're not liking what the person's saying, like Sanchez here, but they're taking him out of the fucking show. No, that's a criminal act. This is people's freaking platforms here you're messing with. That's not on, buddy. You're going to have to come out clean and show us who you are. I said, maybe you should just know what kind of person you are. And he's turning the tables and making out it's me. Oh, I know what kind of person you are. You're one of those flat earth cult types. You know, he's like trying to turn the tables, making out I'm a bad fucking dude. But I'm going out striking his ass, am I? Am I going on trolling him?
He's a sophist, Martin. He's a sophist, Martin, and he only hopes to affect you emotionally. The best thing you can do with these people is just fucking laugh at them. Give them no attention whatsoever, because the less attention you give them, the more angry and irate they're going to get, because they are sociopathic, psychopathic type minds. They thrive on attention. The best thing, you know, I still get messages in the Gmail, my Gmail, from these clowns. I just laugh at them. They're irrelevant. They are nobody, and nobody takes them seriously.
I know.
So just don't give them a fucking place. They're not getting a place.
I don't. It just empowers me, Del. Honest to God, bring it. Fucking bring it. Listen, these trolls don't mean nothing to me, brother. They just hide behind the fucking screen, but armchair fucking warriors. They never walk the fucking walk. They always just give a shit. 7 Celestial Star Motions, Cavendish in the shed. Fuck off. Go and reproduce your Cavendish, then, bastard. Go and show us this 7 Celestials thing. Have you ever seen it? No, of course you haven't. Yeah, it's just always bullshit. They never come up with anything decent, ever. Same old crap. I just can't believe anybody ever even engages them.
They'll offer up everything apart from any measurable proof of the actual claim that the Earth is a globe. You know, they'll offer any old fucking sophist nonsense. No any actual proof of their claim. You know, and as I say, they want to ignore actual physics. So they're hopeless and they're helpless. You know, I'm not interested in them. My interest is in the common man, the real people, and getting the seeds planted with them. You know, because we have a better chance.
I've got something to tell you, Dal. You might find of interest. I hang out last night with some flat earth grass roofy types like ourselves. People in Britain. 2 I've met. Karen, Eternal Padawan. There was a lady from Israel, believe it or not. She was cool. Good look at. A guy from Canada. Another guy, Gary, and we had a little hangout off it, like. But this Gary, right? He's a bit of a brain box. He's organising a conference for us in Britain, in Birmingham, in March 2018. Next March, right? He's going to try and get. He's looking into it now. It's all in the pipeline. He wants. He's trying to get people to come and basically talk about flat Earth, like Nesbitt and. What's his name? I had
a message from, I think it's Gary Jollies, I think the guy's name is.
Yeah.
I had a message asking if I would, you know, speak at any of these things. And as I says to him, you know, if something's progressive and it's reaching new people, then I will gladly take part in it. You know? As long as we're reaching new people, you know.
Yeah, it's only in Birmingham. It wouldn't be far to get to. It's only fucking train fare. I don't give a shit anyway. I don't think like that. Yeah, I definitely, if it's more years, the merrier. Like I got next week after next, right, on a Monday, first Monday in June. I'm trying to get through to this American radio station, right? There's a bit of an egg game going on here. It's this Boston WEMF Boston Radio. I went on a week or two ago, right?
Yeah,
and he gave me. Oh right, yeah. Well, I was there to be ridiculous. I was, Del, right?
I was a bit disappointed, because no disappointed. Just I wish I was there, and that you had. I wish you would just calm down and hammer them on their illogical nonsense. The fact that it is a comedy show, though, kind of, stops you from doing that type of thing. But still, I would have just.
I just think in years, because of their they're multi-affiliated right across coast to coast. So there was plenty of years listening. So I was thinking even if they're just, because at the end I thought the most intelligent people work out that they were fucking stupid and childish, and I got my points across. And I was trying to shout them down when they were talking stupid shit, like, did your mother drop you on your head with your bottle fed, and all them personal attacks they were coming out with, which is what I was fucking there for. I think they've been watching my videos, thinking, well, look at this fucker. Let's take the piss out of him. That was what was going on. I ain't stupid. Yeah. But, Del, you're welcome to come on and fucking bash these fuckers. I'm telling you, I got another chance. I'm going in for an hour. They're going to have less of them. He's going to work out some questions before, we'll discuss them with me beforehand, we'll meet and talk. He'll discuss outline questions, because he came out with Flat Earth Society bullshit. I said, mate, where'd you get your facts from? Why'd you come up with that? I said, there's not a flat earther alive that believes that bullshit. Because he came out with the first thing, he believes that he's on a plate lifting up so many feet per second to account for gravity. I'm like, no, we don't. There's none of us do. We all know that's bullshit. Where you getting so he's going online. When he Googles flat Earth, that comes up for him, mainstream. Isn't that weird? Not us though.
Well, it's the same tactics. They're gonna generalise and attach a straw man to yourself.
They brought a Holocaust. No, I denied. I said no, I don't know. No, wouldn't go there. Trying to entrap me. At the end, then they said, "What were you going to do when you find out it's a ball? Then where are you going to go then?" I said, "Well, I'll just concentrate on maybe climate change, shall I?" And the producer said, "Cut off air." They didn't want me going there. Flat Earth wasn't a problem. Climate change off air. Really weird.
Well, they'll have their own agendas and what they're allowed. But the main point is just to highlight their illogical nonsense and the straw man push that they throw at you.
Yeah.
So that for me was the Mason Pole thing. That's where I was shouting, going, I wish you would hammer them on that and avoid any kind of subjective experiences. I heard you sharing stuff about.
Yeah. They were leading me down the road, though. They were leading me down the road.
You did it yourself as well. But I understand that sometimes when you're in a situation and nerves can be.
Yeah, they were rude, all right. But that's not the point.
But we need to stop this, Martin. We need to stop talking on the top of each other as well. Just we need to watch for that, because we get nervous and sometimes we just speak and say things and talk about things that we don't really want to be talking about, because they're just going to use it and ridicule, certain things to avoid. But I mean, if you want me to help out with that, then I'll speak to you in private and we can have a chat about that. All right.
Awesome.
So cool. Right.
Yeah, it was a bit extreme. It was a bit excessive, but I really do want to turn the tables. He's going to give me more time, less people, questions, and I can have people with me, sort of tag team or whatever. So, because I can only cover certain fields, and then there's other fields, like you're an expert with the natural science, and the way you put it across, it's got an impact. It makes people really think, that I lack. So, I got talented in some ways, but other than that, and if we could encompass all of it, would be awesome, really, and just turn the table on these people, maybe get them believing. He's thinking about it. He's like, well, I really don't know now. Since you started, I said basically, don't look at the society. Start with Eric Dubé's 200 proofs Earth's not a spinning ball.
I would more, speak to them about what actual science is, not just referencing some YouTube videos, which is fair enough. But for me, I would say, let's talk about science. let's understand what real science is, and let's understand the difference between the sciences, you know, and then understand and establish what it is we're actually talking about first before we go any further. You know, there has to be a process to it in order for you to, you know, get any success out of them.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay.
As I say, we can have a chat about that if you want in private.
Awesome. Excellent. That's good news. Yeah.
Cool.
Payback. I'm just making the efforts to get it out there because I'm limited to what I can do at the moment. Like, I do want to get more public. A post was put out this morning by Nathan Oakley. He wants to have a UK meet organised, so I'm go to that. I want to meet. I really do like a meet because you can talk off of camera, you can talk off of these, and talk about the way things are going, and you exchange ideas. It's sweet. It's really sweet. It's good when flat earthers get together. I like it because we are all same kind of minded people anyway. And some of the conversations you're walking around, you can hear going on. It's like, wow, everyone coming out with their experiences in life. I love it. I love it. I really do.
People want to get together by all means, you know.
I love it.
Aye, cool.
Flat earthers, though, not blow people. Not being awful, but if you
I can engage with any of these people as long as they're respectful, as proven. You know, you go into the street and you're meeting people who believe they live on a globe, and I can have a discussion with anybody, but it has to be a discussion. You know, we're not going to meet any of these fucking clowns that we get online in real life. You know, there might be the odd one or two, but you know, I'm open to anybody having a discussion with me. Anybody can walk up in the street and speak to me about anything. As I say, we're actively searching for anybody who will go on camera for a discussion. We can make a video about it, and we can end this whole thing. If that is their goal, and that is what they claim that they want to achieve, then let's have it. Don't come here and shout that people are sitting in echo chambers when I have proved over and over again that I'm prepared to go walk into universities, Glasgow University, Stirling, Edinburgh, wherever it is, and try and provoke discussion. So it's these clowns who sit in their echo chamber hiding, trying to push sophism. So I'll keep calling them, and let's hope that we can draw any one of them to come on film and have a discussion. But it's not going to happen.
No.
You know? So, but well, listen, Martin, I appreciate you coming on and sharing that.
No.
Hopefully we can get confirmation on this Russian thing. Piqued
yeah,
my interest.
I'm working on it. It's happening now, tonight. It's in the pipeline. I just don't want to lose, and I don't want people to, everyone's saying, oh, we need somebody from academia to give this some solidification. Yes, academia, that's what you want. So when these glow people come and say, you're stupid, you're retarded, you are, then you say, what about this member of your club? He's got loads of thuds under his name. That's going to be sweet to throw back, but it's got to be tight.
Well, it's not really, because you pointed out that it's a logical fallacy in their part.
Yeah.
It does not matter what piece of paper I produce. That doesn't, give credit or lend any, credence to what I'm saying. It's what I'm saying that counts. Know who the man is. So
yeah,
fuck them. I don't fear any PhD or any physicist or whatever they like to claim. If they can't sit and have a discussion with the likes of me, then they're nothing. I'm not interested in their snobbery or
I'm not into that, mate. I don't like people slagging off the common man anyway about their accents and shit. That really fucking does me head in, because I'm a bit of an anti-posh person. I don't like that poshness. I can act. I can speak properly. You can yourself if you wanted to, but it's not who you are. It's bullshit ego, isn't it? So ego the destroyer. Yeah. So we don't do that.
Sometimes when you have a broad accent, you have to clean my speech up a wee bit, in order for people to understand, which is fair enough. But I'm not, it doesn't give any more sway to what I'm actually saying. It's just purely so that they understand what I'm saying. But people by now should understand the fallacies and what a logical fallacy is, and have that power to address them and hit them with it straight away. Turn the tables on them, So
I got ideas. Yeah, thanks, Dan. I got to shoot because I got to serve up my mother's food now. We're both hungry. Yeah. Listen, thanks for the support, mate.
Just looking
on to talk about my shit anyway. All right, brother.
Well,
this is Matty, Flat Earth British, down in Wales, doing his bit for the Flat Earthers. Nice one, brother.
Take it easy, man.
I'll go and chat now. I'm here. Anyway. All right, see you soon. Thank you, Marshall. See you soon, brother. Cheers, brother.
Cheers, mate. So Lisa's link's out, dude. She's been having a little bit of trouble with the tech the last couple of weeks, so we're hoping she can make it in this evening.
Nice one. Cool.
Other peeps, there we go. Lisa, hi, how are you doing?
Oh, well. Hiya. Elisa, if you have the YouTube on, if you just turn the volume down on the YouTube video.
Uh-huh.
Elisa, if you have the YouTube on, you still got it on. Are you? That's that now, I think. Can you hear me?
Right, now you've muted yourself, Elisa. Just hit the red microphone at the top of the video screen.
That's you.
How's that?
Yeah.
I think it's done.
Yeah. Can we hear you?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's you now.
Hi.
Yeah.
I'm great. How are you, Del?
Yeah, I'm all right. Good.
Yes, it's so good to see you. I've been watching this show for so long, and I love what you did in the street interviews. That really just blew my mind because I have so much trouble talking to people I know. Is it okay?
I can hear the birds in the background.
As long as the sheep don't start. We've got.
You're all right.
Yeah, you got to come to Mexico and bring the wife and kids one day. It's beautiful here. Get off the plantation. Find a way to live. Don't pay tax. Be a traveler. You just go to the border every 6 months. It's not impossible. You know, we can live so much more free than I used to feel in Australia.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan.
I wanted to do a flat earth conference, but then about a month later, this other one started, and I just fucking hate everyone in the whole movement except for you and about 5 other people. So I just don't trust anybody. I didn't even trust those Korean Christian guys who were in your house. I'm like, somebody needs to sweep Del's shed from mind control devices. I was like, oh God, you've got to keep up the pot smoking or otherwise they'll do something to your head.
Well, I'm keeping that up. I'm smoking one right now.
I have a feeling your wife would keep a pretty close eye on you and like slap any ego out of you if it gets out of control. I get the feeling a Scottish wife knows how to like look after that.
Oh, if I was getting above myself, she would pull me down right away. Yeah.
Yeah, but I have been noticing you've been getting some hardcore trolling, some horrible energy people that pretend they care about your kids and stuff, and that is such dark energy. And I know what's really going on there, and I know you do, and I'm so happy to hear you call that shit out.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear you go on for 3 hours about Infinite Plane Society or whatever his name is, because once we know somebody's dodgy, we literally have to push them to the side. And unless, if they can argue their place and get back in close with some and make you trust them again, fine. But so many people have red flags.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, a lot of it is about watching who supports who. And it's a feeling thing. It's really subtle. Sorry to rave so much.
Oh, you're spot on. That's exactly how I operate. You know, I think you're picking up on the same things that I pick up on. And you're right, you know, I watch who's promoting who and the tactics and the methods that they're using. And for me, I can see it clear as day. I always have seen these people clear as day. But I made it, my goal not to sit and point the finger at them, to try and show people that there's another method for how you can identify these people. Maybe in the later years I've kind of warmed in a wee bit and lost a bit of patience, and I have said some names. But sometimes I feel as if that has to be done as well. But we can see them without having to point at them,
Yes.
As I say, I still give them a place and say, well, they're entitled to set their stall out and be there if they like, but I'm going to encourage people to watch what they're buying, So
it's very interesting the way certain people seem to have access to certain accounts. Like you said, you were talking with John or Marshall privately on a Google Hangout, and the thing you were talking about came up for some other people, you know.
Yeah.
That is really of interest, you know, those sorts of, like I got a message from Itchy Bum Syndrome saying, I'll pray for you, bitch, because I called him out. I called him a black witch. And I said that you dragged him around the room by the hair with verbs, with words. And he was really angry at me for that second. And so he got this message through somehow to me, but it didn't come up in the comments, didn't come up anywhere, but it came through my phone. And it's like, wow, that's so annoying, you know. But we have to, that's why we have to be really open about calling people out. You can call me a shill tomorrow. I can call you a shill. If you're not a shill, you'll fight for your way out of it, or you'll do something that makes us trust you again. But I had a really bad experience. I went to work for David Icke in 2013. And I realized after about 3 months there that about 60% of the employees or more were agents of some kind. And they're not even well-paid people. These are like people getting a little bit of money each week, or maybe we've heard, you know, some people get $750 a week or $1,500 a fortnight from their governments to do, you know, all this great art, their whole channel. That's why they're at it all day, every day. But I get the feeling you're still doing it for free, and that's why I just want to come on and say thanks. And I always watch, and just keep up doing whatever you're doing, however creatively you decide to express yourself. I'll always be watching because you're so funny and so tough. It's fucking great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
We need it.
Were you involved with the People's Voice? Is that,
Yes.
was that you?
Yes. I heard that. I heard he was starting a TV channel, and I'd loved him for a few years. I never saw a reptile. I never believed in the Queen turning into a lizard, but I loved his geopolitical stuff. And I just, with my own money, bought a plane ticket to England and turned up and went like basic. I sent them 12 emails. They never returned them. I still just went to England and went, I want to clean the toilets. They ended up giving me my own show. And after 5 weeks, they kicked me out because I knew that David Icke's manager was pilfering the money. And it was all, the money was donations from little old ladies and kids breaking their piggy banks. And I could just see these people spending the money on alcohol and facials at the Dorchester and whatever. Yeah. And I was friends with them. I'd been hanging out with them, smoking weed with them, having parties with them, and then I realized, holy shit, like they kind of realized I wasn't the sort of person that would get on board with that, and I got very cut out of there really fast. And that's what showed me, you know, you can be in the middle of this quagmire and 80% of the people around you can be untrustworthy, and don't think you're insane.
No. Well, that's it. It's not just that they have to be in on the payroll. Some people are just, you know, egotistical or sold out, you know, they're sociopathic, they're in it for the wrong reasons. And good on you for calling it out, you know, because if you get involved and you see that they're not trying to progress, you know, guys like Icke, I've never seen them trying to instill the tools in people that they require in order to assess the world. It's just telling them these yarns and these mystical stories and keeping them in a, you know, keeping their attention in the places that it shouldn't be. You know, so good on you for calling it. I remember that. Did you give a wee video account of what had happened when?
I wrote a blog about it, which takes me about 4 hours to read, so I don't really expect many people will read it, but I wanted to just get down everything that happened over the 3 months and how it creeps in and how you start like realizing your best friend is a thief and just selling out humanity. And, you know, you've kind of got to keep those relationships all smooth because you're still interrelating with them. And it took me months, and about 6 months after I left, the channel collapsed, and I sent an email to David saying, you know, David, I'm sorry to hear that you got kicked off your own channel by your manager, but I did try and warn you. And he wrote back and was like, the only mistake I made was hiring a girl from Australia who was the most and anyway, he went on with a lot of vitriol against me, and it just really showed me like honesty doesn't pay. but it pays in another way. It just gets, it's called the fuckwit deflector system, and it keeps idiots away. And you become happier and lighter and more aligned with truth, which is all that we all need to do and be, you know, to have a good life.
Exactly. Yeah, keep it easy, keep it clean. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice
I
one.
learned that. I keep learning that. I just made a little video about Neil deGrasse Tyson, and I was angry and I was swearing, and I realized I've got to be nice. I've got to be like a fucking newscaster, because, you know, my auntie's going to be watching, you know, or whatever. I don't want people to think I'm an animal, but I'm so angry. I really am just, like, I've been off air for 2 years because I've been learning this. I dipped my toe in about August, September 2015. And I needed all 2 years to get over my own ego and my own fear and so much bullshit. And now I feel like, wow, I'm ready to talk about it. And I don't know what I'm going to do, but I got to be nice, got to stop swearing.
No, you don't. If you're angry and you're passionate and that's the expression, then just go with it. You know, that's like me.
I've got to say, yeah, I love the way people express themselves without, you know, like, I love what Eric Dubay did on Patricia Steere and Orphan Red and Mark Sargent and Math Boylan, because I could see the rage underneath the humor. A lot of people are like, oh, Eric's a cross-dresser, or Eric does this. I can see that guy is so full of rage. He should be homicidal, but instead he makes something which entertains the shit out of people like me. So, you know, that's a positive thing. But I do understand that deep rage, and I see you have it. I can see it in Gavin, you know, in John, the way we're trying to be nice and polite and chat to people, but underneath we just want to fucking slap them and make them wake up.
Yeah, it takes a lot of self-control and patience and that stuff that I've had to learn through this whole process, because you're right, you know, every bit of you is just steaming with rage. You just want to tear the place up, remove these fucking rats, you know, and sort the whole mess out, and people are just apathetic. So you're having to have this approach, and you're trying to keep it civil, and because, you know, anger and passion gets used against you, you know, and they will just use it any chance they can. So it's hugely important that we don't express that out in the street, you know, because people will just, oh, I'm a victim of your anger and your passion, and everybody's a fucking victim, you know. So it's hard, and you're right, I see that in people too. You can see that passion screaming out from them, where they just want to slap everybody and sort the whole fucking mess out, you know. But
I'm going to go home to Australia and see my family soon, and none of them admit it, but I'm sure a few of them, like my mum and my brother, I'm sure they see my posts on Facebook, and I'm sure they're like, oh, Alyssa, she's even gone mad, or too much marijuana, whatever. But I'm sure, like, my brother's really smart. I'm sure he's like, holy shit, she's laying this on me. Last time I went home, it was like Sandy Hook and Boston bombing, and the time before that it was the moon landing, and this time I'm going to come home and go, and by the way, the Earth's flat, and then I'll be back in 2 years to like wipe up that mess. But they're all inured because they've got, you know, pension plans and mortgages and kids and schools and jobs, and so they're where they are. But I know in his heart my brother still loves me, and he's open to my own he's open to listening to me. So I have a feeling it's going to be all right, but I am scared to go home. And that's why I feel like writing out every line of your dialogue on the street so that I have it reinforced. That's how I do things, you know, that's how I learn.
good.
But yeah, if I come out with "get T fuck," then you're going to know.
That was a better impression. I've seen some of the trolls trying.
I'm fucking dreaming in Scottish, and I love it. I love the fact there's been a bit of sunshine lately. It's made me want to come visit. It's really nice. But that's not happening for a while, so don't worry. But, well, it's great to see the show. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. And it's I've seen some of your wee talks. I see that you've done some stand-up things that are filmed. So people should check Alyssa's channel. It's Alyssa Hawk, that's right.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been kicking at it for years, and, you know, my view counts have been stifled since 2006. I made a video, I don't think it's on any of my channels because it's so embarrassing, but I noticed YouTube was fucking around with views of mine a long time ago, and then when I made a political video about false flags, that video stayed on the same view count for 3 years. So I've always been a threat to the system, even though I'm 50 kilos and a girl and I don't even own a gun or anything. But I know that everything's changing every day, just with comments, YouTube, Facebook, everything's rising when everybody jumps in. Today, there was a guy on my Facebook who came out and said his daughter goes to school with girls who are at Manchester, and it was a hoax, a crock of shit. None of the kids were even scared. There was just a firecracker sound and they all ran. And he said all the kids know that it's a false flag. And so I'm just like, we are making progress. Things have changed a lot.
Good.
Keep it up.
Yeah, same to yourself. Keep at them.
Yeah. You've inspired me, Del. I'm going to be on the street one day soon.
That's it. Well, everybody, you know, people like yourself inspire me on as well. You know, it's a nice cycle where we all inspire each other and see the strengths in each other, and it keeps us all going. So I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you coming on and sharing with me, you know.
Well, one of the most important things that you're doing is calling out the rubbish in the movement and the flotsam and jetsam, the unnecessary, and that's really cool. Like, we have to do that, or otherwise we're going to be like inundated with backwash. That's what's happening right now, you know. Like, they've got 100 people paid that they can sponsor to watch so-and-so's podcast. You've got nobody paying to sponsor us. We're just here because you're doing a good job. So
no, thank you.
No worries. See you later. Have a good day. Thanks for letting me come on.
Anytime, you're welcome, anytime.
Cheers, and thanks to all of you guys together and girls. Ciao.
Cheers, Elisa. Take care.
You too, Del.
So people, check out Elisa's channel, Elisa Hawk. She has some good content up there. Sorry, what's going on here? Right, here we are. I'm back. Well, Marshall, how are we getting on?
That's a link out to Tooltree, dude. I threw Elisa's channel into the chat box, man, but it's moving so fast. I'll spam it again because I'm sure most people missed it.
Cool.
So Tooltree, if you're there, man.
Tooltree, is this somebody who's coming in?
Yep.
Cool.
And then there's other guests waiting, though. So
if we get anybody on here who snipes the hangout, turn the volume down. They will be off in 4 or 5 minutes, and I will fire back up as soon as this one stops, just so that you know. I'm going to keep that screen on just now, just to see who it is that's coming in, and I'll read some of these messages. Hi Dale, great interviews at Glasgow University. The one with the 2 German guys was superb. The way you and Gav conducted it had the 2 guys speechless. Once the realisation started to sink in, I also liked the way you described Brian Cox on Thursday night. You certainly didn't mince your words, but you were exactly right about the sophist Pratt. He gets paid a lot of money under false pretenses. I have been doing some activism on Facebook, focusing on water, with it being an undeniable proof, with the usual indoctrinated comments thrown back at me. I have also been doing some activism outside and giving people a copy of a DVD with the 2 Eric Dubai videos mentioned on the Truth Cube. My brother Andrew has also been leaving Truth Cubes around Tony from Bridlington. Nice one, Tony. Keep it up. Keep spreading it, man. Dale, done 30-mile bike ride down Leeds Liverpool Canal today. It's fucking flat. You would need a lock every length of a barge if we was on a ball. It's fucking flat, Nez. Forgot to say fuck the trolls, Dale. Cheers, Nez. Hi Dale, I've been in touch with Alistair McMillan. He's let me remix The Truth Will Set You Free and make a video. It's on SoundCloud for free download. Love your channel, bro. Never give up. You've sent me the link here on my phone. If you could come to the chat box here. In fact, if you could send a link to nocurve@gmx.com, we would appreciate that, and then Marshall can put the link into the chat for people. Just watching your live stream, have you seen the news article on Unilad about Flat Earth? Basically mocking Flat Earth research and opinions. How do you think the mainstream would release Flat Earth or a different paradigm to the public? How could they accept anything other than the globe? Well, as I say, there's many different avenues that they could possibly try, and I'll maybe get to that later. I'm going to hang on because I have a guest here. Tool Tree Bot, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, not bad, man, not bad.
All right. Last week, I think you had a globe, somebody who believed in the globe come on, and it was about the level of water that I think he agreed to the fact that water does find its level, but then at that point he was just kind of going towards the speculation that, if gravity did exist kind of thing. And I just wanted to kind of clarify that's why you kind of got frustrated with him, is that as far as your platform, you don't really want to get into speculation and shit like that. Is that why you got frustrated with them?
Well, because it's about practical examples. We're talking about real science and we're talking about reality. We don't want hypothetical explanations for things, So, if gravity existed and whatever gravity is, I mean, none of that even matters to me. It's, what shapes the Earth. And even if they're saying that this force exists, it's still not going to change the actual natural physics of liquid on Earth, where a liquid is not capable of supporting itself to display convexity, or any shape upon its surface. So, well,
I think just because it's so embedded in all of our minds, just and move everything else with the whole gravity pulling everything to the center. Where he was going, it made sense if you believe, that gravity is a fact, which we're all in agreement, right? That it's a theory. So that's the thing. It's like, so long as we can have a conversation and make sure that we're all on the same page. Like, I think that would have been maybe more productive with that guy to just say, okay, but gravity is a theory, right? So if we're going to speculate, then we're going to speculate. But I've told you, kind of like you're saying, like, this isn't where, if you don't want to speculate, then basically, tell them that we're not here to speculate, because gravity is a theory, and we can, see what he has to say after that kind of thing. And the reason why I don't, let me just say this and I'll get off, because I don't know. There's a guy that his website is Gnostic Media, and he talks about the trivium, the classic trivium method. Are you familiar with the
Gnostic Media? I'm familiar with that, right?
Yeah. He's a pretty frustrating guy to talk to about anything. He does a lot of due diligence, though, and I think that's the only reason why he's still around, and he still has somewhat the respect that he does duly reserve or deserve, because he's taken the time to actually get the data and put it together, regardless of what people want to believe this way or that. And I would want to say that what it seems like what you are trying to do is what I'm trying to do. A lot of us are, we're just trying to learn how to critically think for maybe the first time in our lives,
Yeah.
And that's why the trivium method is important, because it makes sure that you're not putting your foot in your mouth. Basically, you're getting the who, what, when, and where first of any given subject, all the data, you're laying it out, and until you've actually done that work, you can't really have any understanding of anything, a real true understanding. And that's the why. You can't understand why you've been lied to, why this, why that, if you haven't actually done the work to get all the data that you could possibly get together, find the contradictions, find this, find that. And then once you have an understanding, then it comes to the rhetoric. Then it comes to, oh, I have something to say about this now, or I have, the wisdom now, the how I'm going to implement, this project or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's I think one of the things that they point out is it's like a corkscrew. You keep bearing down on the subject with everything you've got, with all the data that you can throw at it, and what survives is that pure, or at least the closest to the purest form of truth that you can get. And that's why belief is so bad, and people, like, they're just lazy with their rhetoric. You can tell right away when somebody says, oh, I believe this or I believe that. They're saying it all nonchalantly or whatever. Well, if you haven't actually figured out that the word belief should be used very sparingly, if at all, in what you say, you just shouldn't go around throwing that word around. And frankly, if you've got a big box of beliefs, then probably it's going to be a waste of time talking to somebody like that regardless. So I've got a couple beliefs. I've got maybe a few, and they're kind of my own things. But everything else, man, it's just a work in progress. And I appreciate that that's what you're doing too. And man, we're all getting a lot of flack for all this. I can tell you that. Regardless if it's with this subject or any subject, if it's not the mainstream narrative or the alternative mainstream narrative, basically, I don't know. That's all I have to say for the listeners. Check out Gnostic Media. He never talks about the flat Earth. He never talks about that. But when it comes to the trivium method, I think it could really do some service for people who are trying to figure all this stuff out, rather than the disservice of all of us that have been believing these narratives all the time without using our critical thinking skills, because we didn't have them, and now we're just barely trying to use them, and more often than not we mess up and we put our foot in our mouth, or another person does it, and then we'll attack them, or they'll attack me. Back and forth. If we can all establish that baseline of keeping the order of the critical thinking, the order of the information, the way it needs to be processed. The same thing with the computer. Input, process, output. Don't put it out unless it's been processed. And if you haven't taken the time to put it in the first place, then okay. So that's it, man. Sorry.
Oh, sorry, I'm just going to say I'm going to do I'm going to do a few vlogs on the trivium as well. I try and help people to understand it a wee bit better. But that's hugely important, as you say. I see that with so many people, and I've seen it through the years. People just repeat things and they get involved in conversations and have not processed anything properly. Most of the time, people don't have it in their practical experience. They're just repeating things that have no relevance to them whatsoever, and they're doing any truth a disservice by partaking in that kind of behaviour. So you're spot on, man. You're right.
Yeah, it's real easy to pick on this subject. It really is. I I see it over and over again on Facebook or whatever. It's happening more and more. People are like, I'm going to tackle this subject, and it's like, oh, are you, Mr. Truther guy? You're gonna tackle this subject when you've done like 30 minutes of looking into it, and all the rest of the time you've been basically mocking anybody for dare questioning it. Yeah. All right. Cool.
They say people here get it from a couple of YouTube videos, but you can guarantee the majority of these people are getting it from fucking Vsauce or some other fucking, you know, illogical numpty who's pushing it, you know, and then they think that they've got the sway behind them and they start regurgitating what they've heard. So it's ridiculous.
Yeah. It's pretty bad, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
so
all right, well, I'm going to sign off, but thanks a lot, man.
Cheers for coming, man. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Cheers.
Doe, we got a link out to Tommy in Poland who wanted to come in and introduce himself. Good to hear from some more Polish people. We've got some translations upcoming, haven't we?
Yeah. Nice one.
You checking the phone, Duke? So I think you got some messages on it.
Just checking it right now. Hi Dale, really enjoy your channel. I think you are the only platform that sticks to the actual truth, cutting out all the bullshit. It's good that you are trying to organise a meeting. How about getting everybody who is interested to go along to the TV studios like you did before? If there was a good crowd of us, surely they would take notice and maybe send a TV crew out to interview you this time. Well, I have thought about that. So I'll get back to that again. I'll just see that there's another guest appeared in. So definitely a great idea. So Tommy, how are you?
Yeah. Hello Dale, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Your volume is really low, Tommy. I don't know if you can turn your mic up a wee bit.
Yeah, just give me a second.
Cool. I have somebody calling the phone. I'm really sorry. I've got a guest on here at the moment. So if you can call back when the guest leaves.
Yeah, no worries.
No, I was talking to whoever it is that's calling me here, Tommy. Oh, he's away. Sorry, Tommy. I think you misunderstood me there. I was addressing whoever it was that was calling me on the phone, just to say to them if they could call back once you had left. So if you're still there, if you want to come back, that'd be great. Well, while I'm waiting to see if Tommy comes back, maybe arranging that we can get together and, you know, go outside a TV station. We can get many of us filming it as possible, so that if there's any untoward behaviour, we'll call it, we can have it documented, and we will be documenting it that we do not accept any aggressive, violent, disruptive behaviour, and anybody who shows up to that meeting and does display that, they're going to be disassociated from us, you know. Yeah. Hi Dale, Red Machine Kieran here. Had ball bag bigoted politicians campaigning around the estate today. Told them I don't vote and never will, and I'm more interested in finding out where we are. You should have seen their fucking faces, I can imagine. And I'm going to start hitting the MP's offices as well and taking it to everybody. Honestly, you know, as Elisa was saying, I'm pissed off still, and so should everybody else. But use that pissed off energy and transfer it into something productive, you know, and that's it. Be brave, as you say there, you know, just confront these people. And it's amazing to watch because they have just assumed that we're just on the earth, and it's just this place, and we're all trying our best. You know, none of us have even established if that's where we actually are. You know, especially they people. So, hi Dale, just want to say big respect from Richard in London. Rick Vats in the chat. I am having the conversations on a daily basis and trying to spread the word. Hopefully the importance of this message sinks in. Keep at them. Well, keep at them, man. So that's Richard, and he's Rick Vats in the chat. Tommy, are you there, mate?
Yes.
Tommy, can you crank that mic a little bit, please?
I'm trying.
Del, can you boost it at your end on the control panel?
Hang on. Control room. Tommy, are there? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Tommy, can you there?
Yes, yes, I am.
Yeah, that's
Can
a
you hear
lot
me?
better.
Is it right?
Yeah, I can hear you now, mate.
All right. So, hello, Dale. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
And just since couple months, I'm trying to, figure it out what's going on. And as I sent you a message, last time, I just found your channel, and for me, it's the best one. I used to watch a couple different one, but I don't really believe them. I don't really believe them. I think many people, who watching you, they know what I'm talking about. Especially, that IPS. This guy for me, is trying to build up, his history on YouTube, and make, everyday couple, hangouts, which is, for me, unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We need to
Feels as
work.
if-
Yep.
So I was just going to say, it just feels as if they're trying to be relevant, and there's a lot of mimicry going on, especially when they start jumping on the activist thing, like they are the leaders in the forefront of the activism, when, real people who are around know that that's not the case. There's been many people who have been active. It was like Flat Earth Hub last year, who was out and doing some street interviews as well. So, there's been many other people, but it's a problem for me when I see these characters just appearing, and that should be a red flag for people. Why are they trying to get popular? Why are they being promoted? And then, pushing a false narrative, of where they've come from and who they are. So,
Yeah. Sorry that I can't, switch on my camera, because, for me it's really important, to see, someone's face and speak to someone, real. I don't know why I can't do it, but I
yeah,
don't know.
look, that's fine, man. I'm sure you'll work it out.
Yeah. Anyway, my real name is Tomasz, but you can call me Tom. That's why I'm using, Tom. So
Nice,
yeah,
man.
as you many time said, we need to focus, on one thing, to just find out where we are, and then, finally maybe we'll get more.
Yeah.
But who knows? It's not really easy. It's not really
No.
easy. I try to speak, to many people, around me about it. I think I lost a couple of my friends, because of the because they not ready, to hear the things like this. They happy that they have a work, and families, that they can travel to another country or town, and see, but
Yeah.
for me, for me it's obvious, that governments, they only keep us, low, and taxation and everything,
Yeah.
I'm
Especially where you are. You're in Poland, aren't you?
actually, I work in England now. I'm, on holiday, just for a week to see
Yeah.
my family. Since 10 years, I'm work in England. I came there, to find another better life, more money and things like this. But actually, I going around. So I mean, in circle, so couple
Yeah.
things is better, but nothing more. Nothing changed really.
No. But that's how it works as well, with the suppression and the control, obviously, that went on in places like, Poland and East Germany, and people then they dangle these carrots in front of them, and people are just happy to have, a job and a family life, and they can go and they can travel because, what they probably grew up in was pretty restrictive, and then you try to bring them to the bigger picture, and they're not ready for it, as you say, because they're just so happy and involved with the delusions that they have at that moment in time.
Yeah. I think that I try to figure out, since I've been kid, and I watched my grandparents, died, and I start to question, you know, why is that, you know, why people dying, you know, where they go, you know, after, or maybe nowhere, you know. It's really important, I think, to everyone, you know, to do this, you know, to question yourself, you know, what is going on, you know, where you are. It's because if not, you know, you are just playing games, you know, who someone, you know, start, you know, and you are just a
Yeah, it leaves people in confusion and bewilderment. And that's the same as you since a kid, and you see that, and you have these questions: oh, what is life? What is death? You know, who are we? How do we get here? And everybody's just in confusion and bewilderment. And that I never understood that. Never sat right with me. You know, I always felt as if we should know who we are, where we are, and why we're here. You know, but obviously that's been taken away at some point.
Yeah, you know, even a couple years ago, you know, I've been, you know, I was born, you know, as a Catholic, you know, and things like this, you know, my whole family, you know, religious people, you know, but they never ask question, you know, like me. They never done it. And actually, you know, many people in Poland, they very religious, and when you start, you know, talking about things like, you know, maybe there is no God, maybe there's some other creations, or, you know, and for me, it's, you know, this world is really strange, you know. It looks like, as you said, maybe that's, you know, machine, some, you know, bio machine, or I don't know, you know, but it's really this creation is, you know, for some purpose, you know. But we are, as I said, you know, we are they keep us, you know, as a slaves, or some kind, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. It's because of that, you know, and again, it's the fear of death with people quite a lot of the time. So they're quite, they take comfort in a religious belief. But, you know, I try and say to people, well, it's more exciting that you could possibly discover the true reality rather than, you know, risking that you're living a delusion and that anything that you're believing in is just doesn't have any truth in it whatsoever. As you say, you know, this could be anything. This could be a small portion of something larger. We could be inside some sort of machine, which I think, you know, it is. Everything in nature tells me it's mechanical, like some sort of bio machine, as you say. But it's trying to break people out of these beliefs and assumptions. And somebody had asked me in a message, you know, where could they take it as a next paradigm? And I say, well, you know, it would be very easy to take people to the fallback, some sort of religious position. You know, that we're in God's creation and, you know, we're here for this specific purpose. Because as long as people feel as if they're getting certainty, they will probably grasp at it and accept it, you know, as long as it's something that's comfortable. But I don't want any comfort blanket. I want the actual truth, regardless of whether it's something that's nice and uplifting or whether it's something that's horrific. You know, I don't care. I'm at that point where I want to just know the transparent truth, end the story.
Yeah, you know, the truth, you know, can scare us, you know, because it, you know, can be really scary. But last time I even, you know, asked myself why rivers flow. You know, it's explanation, you know, which they give us, you know, in books, you know, in schools, you know, it's that's not enough for me, you know, because, you know, especially when, you know, we know that water is always level, yeah. So where's from that, you know, the pressure of that water, you know, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And when I look at the sky, you know, probably all the clouds, you know, are artificial. I think so. And I can't prove it now, but, you know, it's really strange. It's really strange, you know, the things, you know, going around us. So
that's it.
And, you know, I didn't start, you know, my my channel yet, but I really have many conversations with people because, you know, I'm a lorry driver in England, and, you know, I speak with many people. You know, some people watching me, you know, as a, you know, fucking stupid guy, or I don't know, but, you know, I don't care. I don't care. You know, some people I see, you know, confusion, you know, in some people's eyes. You know, when I ask, you know, for example, I'm on construction side and I see, you know, above me it's sun and moon, you know, at the same time, and I, you know, said this guy, you know, which stand, you know, just how's that? Close to me. Yeah, ask him, so could you tell me is now day or night, because I don't know. Yeah, this guy, just watch this. I don't know. So start, speaking with him, and sometimes, people response, that people, it's valuable, but sometimes, they look at you at,
Well,
sometimes,
just the fact that you're engaging them in the conversation is good enough, man. And if you get the chance to mention it or mention any kind of point, I'm sure that, if they are any kind of open mind at all, they will have a look at it and it will ring through in them. And after the conversation with yourself, they will go and look at it.
Yeah.
So it's hugely important that we just take any opportunity we can to bring it up in conversation, I think.
Yeah, as I said, it's really difficult, but we need to do this. I know that people, they learn, in the schools, shit like this, and many people, it's really, really, really hard. It's really hard, but, and then they, talking about life. Oh, life is hard, about money, it's not that important, I think, because when I start to talking to them, about money, this is, just you're just running in circles. it, it, I didn't see, really, uh, simple people, who get, and rich, or something like this, just people who, if you know someone, I don't know, in government, or you can get better job, or better money, or things like this. If not, you are just, simple.
Yeah.
Simple
But
slaves.
that's how that works, and people, asked how these things can come about. And I remember that years ago, even in like a factory, the cliques and how people look out for their own, and it was family members who got the jobs and got the promotions, and and that's how these things happen. People look out for their own, and it becomes a clique. It becomes a secret society. It becomes whatever. It's just that mentality that we have to try and break in people. We start having to, do things to help the whole rather than just help the self, and start aiming things towards that. But again, these are complexities and conversations for once we have established that, this is where we are meant to be and this is the only place that exists and we are stuck here, then we can look at different ways of living. But up until that point, I really don't have any thoughts on how to change it or fix it. The only thing I know is how to conduct myself and what works for me. Yeah.
And back to that, people, which start, now many hangouts, and it's really unbelievable. I can see it, that it's they doing, for some purpose, and that's not. It's not true. I see it. It's obvious. The things like, the art. How is that? An IPS, in trying to do something, with art, or it's bollocks. It's bollocks. People. I don't know. How can people, don't get it? That's not true. And I see, because I watch his videos sometimes, and I see, how he's attack you. It's no reason, because every hangouts, I see when you doing, live, and even if you're swearing, because sometimes I understand it. I swear a lot as well, so
It's only words. It's only, as Frank Zappa used to say, it's only words, man.
Yeah. Same. My wife is always, talking to me, you swearing too much. Yeah, but what's the difference is, people who know swearing, they doing, worse thing than me. I'm trying to do, good things, to people, and
That's it. So, it's only a word. If people are offended by that, then I really have no interest in, conversating with them anyway. For fuck's sake, it's part of the expression. It's part of how we express ourselves. sometimes using the words just work, you know.
Yeah.
But in regards to like these people who you just mentioned, you know, the only thing I done was question them, you know, and you think that they would understand that, how things can look suspicious and that somebody's passionate about the truth and they put these questions, but they don't really want to engage in the questions. They would just rather sit and make hit piece videos and talk about you when you're not there, you know. Whereas, you know, I'm here, I'll confront anybody directly and speak about anything. So
Yeah, the thing is, you know, to just as you said, you know, to let know, you know, much people, you know, as we can, you know, to let know about, you know, what is going on really, and you know, to encourage them, you know, to start, you know, these investigations. You know, last time, you know, for example, last Wednesday when I was on the fly, you know, to Poland, I just took my phone, you know, and start to measure, you know, level. Yeah, so I really tried, and I know, you know, how airplanes fly. You know, that's they start, you know, and then totally flat, and then start to, you know, to descend. You know,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
simple to do that, but people need to start to do it, and that's it. You know, don't, as you said, don't believe me, and just try and do for yourself.
exactly.
And
Yeah,
all right, Dale. So thank you very much for having me, and all the best, mate. You know, let's try do something good.
well, thanks, Tommy. I appreciate you coming on, man, and letting us know you're there. Really appreciate it, bud. So keep in touch. You know, you're welcome on anytime.
Thank you very much indeed. Cheers, guys. All the best.
Cheers, Tommy. So, by the way, I was serious about earlier on. If you know, a wee idea, if you want to come to the shed and present the people beyond the imaginary curve, let me know. Or if you want a shot at it.
Dale, mic check for me, mate.
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Right, okay, yeah, I've had comms drop out my end. Veronica's mailing me saying that she's unable to post in the live chat for some reason. And I don't know. I mean, how many other people are encountering that as a problem? But she's reassuring that there are more translations to Polish coming very shortly.
Thank you, Veronica. I really appreciate it. As far as, you know, people commenting in the chat and things not showing up, I know that from experience. If I go to any kind of NASA live stream or the ISS and I put a comment in the chat, the live chat, I can see my comment, but I know nobody else is seeing it. So I don't know if that's happening here as well. Maybe with people, they're putting comments in the chat and, you know, they think they're being ignored, but it's not showing up. I don't know, people. You know, don't assume that anybody's ignoring you if, you know, that might be the case. So
also, dude, I've got Chris Effie wants to drop in, but I've got people saying that the phone's going to answer phone, so I don't know whether you want to leave a space here for anybody to phone in.
Yeah, well, I'll leave a wee space here. That's what I tried to say. If you're trying to call and I've got somebody in who's speaking, I'm not going to answer the phone. You know, if you could call when there is no guest here, then I'll answer the phone straight away. So I'm waiting. I'm here right now. Hi Dale, tell everyone to Google Subaru flat stickers and Google Images. Cheers, Andy. Yeah, this is the Subarus have a sideways motion, and they've got the world is flat in one of the posters for it because of the flat cylinders, obviously. So, cheers for that reminder. Hi Dale, Space Centre would be a good place. West Coast Wisdom. Space Centre, aye. Even in Glasgow, we have the Science Museum. The good thing about that place in Glasgow, where the BBC building that I went into, right across from it, you know, there's a square in between, a pedestrian square, with a walk bridge, and you know, the Science Museum or the Science Centre is right across from this BBC building, so that could be a good place. I'll see how other people are responding, and if anybody's up for it, if you're interested in partaking in some sort of event like that, you could mail us at NoCurve@GMX, or you could send me a message on the YouTube channel, or if you want to get me in Facebook, it's Abchao Derek, so that's ABCHAODEREK. Send me a friend request there. And it's the same in Facebook. You know, sometimes I need to go to the messages to look through them because the notification doesn't light up. Some people's messages are going into other messages, and it's a fucking nightmare. But I know that it's happening, so I'm going to actively, you know, look every day to see what messages are there. The phone is on voicemail.
Yeah, so if people want the opportunity to chat live, could they do it now? Because I don't want to hold guests on dead air, you know.
Yeah. As I say, I'm going to go until about 9:30. I may come back on again tomorrow night, see how things go. Maybe no. We'll just keep that a secret and we'll go random.
We could always advertise it on the billboard, though.
Aye. Aye. So if there's people who have requested a link, mate, I would just send it because the phone's not ringing.
Right, link out to you, Chris.
While I'm waiting, I'll say hello in the chat box. I'll just go right to the bottom of the chat so that I'm Thomas Castro. Where does water come from? Trees cultivate water, check life and synthropy. Millennium, proof of spaghetti monster. Magumba, how you doing, mate? Anthony Riley, admin, I've emailed for a link, hit him up, baby. We're just waiting on somebody coming in. And to be honest with you, depending on how long that conversation goes, don't know if I'll be having anybody else on. I'm going to aim to be away for 9:30. I'm happy to, surety boy.
Chris has got a 5-minute delay. Also, the link went out tomorrow, but I haven't seen him in the chat, so he may be having trouble getting a connection this evening.
Cool. If you have trouble with the connection, you know, I'll be back again. Just keep trying. Joe Friday, Beyond the Imaginary Curve, good on you, Dale. Cheers, mate. Cheers, Joe. YouTube water can hold information. Custom Wolf, how you doing? Flat Earthers Liberation Movement, we all need to get together and storm that Science Museum and BBC building, Dale. Sounds like a plan. We'll cause a noise. We can phone some newspapers, we can phone any media and tell them that we're going to be there. Or phone them up like an anonymous and say, by the way, there's an event happening you might want to get somebody to report on. Yeah. Yeah. Space Cowboy UK, I got a message for you all. The Earth is not a spinning ball. I got a message for you all. The Earth is not a spinning ball. And as a matter of fact, the Earth is fucking flat. Nice one. Custom Wolf, electromagnetism, gravity disproven, search it. Trisha J, how you doing?
That's somebody saying that gravity is a fact there.
No. No, saying electromagnetism, gravity disproven.
Okay.
For the reason why things are falling to the earth. Heidi, I've sent the video link to No Curve and it's also in comments on your Pond Scum video. Cheers, dude. So, did you get that, Marshall? Do you want me to get it right now?
It's a link for what was that?
It was the remix of The Truth Will Set You Free.
Yeah, for sure. I haven't had a chance to review it yet. That's why I didn't drop the link in.
Cool.
So you can appreciate that it's a little bit complicated to review video while we're in the process of this. I've got other people in the chat saying that they've mailed for the link. I'm not receiving them this end. Obviously, we're going to be short on time this evening, but I'm fairly sure we'll be back shortly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the music in the background.
Was going to pop on tonight, but too drunk, bro. But doing my bit. Fixed a PC for business the other day and asked them if they believe everything they have been told about where we live is true. Long story short, they want to look further. Colshy Cats, nice one. To say that's it. Every conversation, every opportunity you get, just throw it in there. The fact that it might be something so bizarre to them is enough to trigger them to go and look at it. So we're still waiting on Chris Flat Earth.
Yeah, he said he was on a 5-minute delay, though. So, and again, I'm receiving no other mails. So, and people are referring that they've been sent. So, well, we can only apologise. That's a technical difficulty beyond our ability to straighten it out.
We have no answers for why these things are happening. So.
No. On the plus side, the phone line is still open if anybody did want to dial back.
Yeah. So I'll just continue to read some of the chat. Like Earth's Liberation Movement, we need to get this in the media any way we can. We certainly do. Keep making a noise. Crystal Shift, when the BBC take up your story, worry. John Worms, yeah, the phone number again is 073936545544. Fry Press, don't worry, we live forever. Shill and I will find you. I don't know who you're talking to there. Miss something. Edge Bob, I can see at the top. A treble then, B on the imaginary curve, what a day. Don't make me say stuff that's going to cause division. My fans are already dropping. I'm not going to, show my colours, or I might lose some other fans. Hillary eats babies. IPS Shilling Hard. Kirsten Wolf, hi Dale, thank you for the inspiration. Cheers Kirsten, same to yourself. Keep at it. Isa Mahalski, 77 Riley, email teennocurve@gmx.com. That's the one. Adamantium Balls, Dances with Zombies. Oh, where did it go? I'll just go at the bottom again here. So, have we sent any other links, Marshall?
Because the mail's getting choked, dude. I'm not receiving any, but Chris has just dropped in. So, hi, Chris. Mic check, Chris. No, we're getting nothing this end, man.
Can you hear me?
Ah, there we go. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Oh, technical issues this end. Sorry, chaps.
No problems, mate. How you doing?
Aren't you?
Yeah, can you hear me? You all right?
I can hear you, yeah.
Yeah, can hear you fine now, man.
Okay. Well, what time do I have mic problems, eh?
Don't worry about it.
Okay, I quite like what Tool Treebot was saying about the Trivium thing. And I think that's the sort of process that I've gone through since I sort of come to Flat Earth, if I think about it logically. It's sort of the way I've always approached things, and without knowing it, I think I've actually undertaken that without actually putting it into any sort of dialect.
Same here. I was the same, the Socratic method. It's not until somebody pointed me to it, I realised, you know, that what it was and related to it. You know?
Yeah, it's like actually somebody writing down exactly how you're thinking or your process.
Exactly, man. Yeah.
But I'd like to talk about the aspect when people say, why does it matter about the environment we live in, or what does it matter if the Earth's not round or if it's flat? But I think that is the most poignant question of it all, because if it's not a globe, sorry, can you see me all right?
Yeah, I can see you, man.
Okay, if it's not a globe and the environment is different to a globe, I'm not saying it's flat. I'm saying I don't think it's a globe.
Yeah.
So that raises the question that if it's not a globe, then what is it? So if it's, we need to find out what that is, and that's my purpose, I think. Now, because I'm sort of electronics engineer and I've dabbled in communications and what have you, I can use that aspect to actually investigate certain aspects of what's out there already and come up with my view on things that are there and investigate that. To other people, it might seem a waste of time, but it's another sort of nail in the coffin, as it were. But again, moving on and looking at other things, and I think I told Marshall this, I had a conversation with a heliocentrist, and I invited him to have a private hangout with me. And this chap is a chemist, and he responded to some of my YouTube channels, and I thought, this guy, you know, he's used his own name, so I invited him. I held my hand out to him, and we had a private conversation. I assured him I wouldn't release his email, and I explained that I was quite genuine to hear what he had to say, and wanted to enter into a private conversation with him, and that you know, I would treat him with the same ethics that I've treated with people during my life. So with that, we entered into a private conversation, and we discussed certain attributes, and it certainly wasn't a slanging match. We had certain aspects that we were discussing, and but through it all, I'm not going to dissect it, but through it all, he kept coming back to the gravity time and time and time again. So that got to make me think again, using my critical thoughts and maybe original thoughts. And if you look at our environment, and I'm sure this has been mentioned some other time, but we live in an environment with such extremities that it's quite a bit of a hardship to get to. So the outer rim, if you like, or the extremities of what we think is the limits, are off limits to us. Down below, we have this feeling that the inner core of the Earth is molten rock because we have volcanoes. So it's only natural to think that down below there is actual molten rock because we see volcanoes in it, and we're told it's coming from deep beneath the Earth. But if you think about that, we don't know how far it is actually down that molten rock is coming from. There's been a video of a chap that's actually gone down in a submersible, and he's actually hit some super saline solution, or what they think is super saline solution. I mean, I don't know what it is, but you can actually see him on his video, you know, bouncing up and down on this stuff. So that's another limit. So perhaps we are limited to what we can do. And if you think about it, we've got information to say that the Russians have drilled 8 miles down into the earth and they can't go any further. Now, how are we to corroborate that? We can't exactly set up our own experiment to drill down. It takes a lot of time. It's going to take a lot of time and effort to actually prove that. So we can only say, okay, all right. So it's down. The furthest extremities of what we can reach, Antarctica, yeah. Now that's being closed off. We can't get there. We have the technology to actually be able to progress there as an individual. Okay? So we can't really go down. We can't go to the extremity. So the next point we can get to is up. We can look up. And that in itself is probably the most difficult aspect to get to. And the only people that can do it are the people that have all the capability and the technology to get up there. So we have to rely on what they're telling us. So in essence, if you think about it, we are contained. So when they talk about gravity, why do things fall? Well, I would have to say, I can't answer that question, but I can't attribute gravity, but I can't answer that question because I don't know what's outside of the extremities. So how on earth can I, how is it possible that I can say that it's gravity when really I don't know what's on the extremities? But if they pervade the earth as a ball and they can use gravity to explain why things fall, but we really don't know what is external to us. So I have a feeling that we are contained, and that whatever is external to us, it's only natural that things within our environment will fall back to us. Is that?
Oh, exactly, man. It's it's the same point that I make. We can't. If we don't have answers for things, we shouldn't just have to come up with something when we don't have an exploration to the full dimensions to know what the limits really are. Whether we can access beyond this point. I mean, who knows? This is the whole point. This is why I keep saying that to people. How are we ever going to know until we have full exploration, until we have freedom to go wherever we like? Nobody imposing on us, stopping us from that. Then we might get somewhere. But just because we don't have answers for why things fall down right now, doesn't lend to them their argument that being true. We still have to have that exploration. There's things that we don't know about, but we can find out about them. But we need to get people to that point of letting go of these beliefs and jumping on things for the sake of it, and stick purely to what we actually know and what we don't know, and then we can maybe progress. But as you say, how do we know what's going on the outsides of this? What's beyond the limits, if there is a limit there?
Yeah, for sure. And and I asked a hypothetical question by saying to somebody, well, let's say, for example, if they came back and said, listen, people, the Earth is not a globe, it's actually this plane, and we can't actually see beyond, or there's a limit to it. And that's like 40 or 50 years ago. If they came clean, let's say, for example, hypothetically, if they said, this is what it is, I asked the question, what would the world be like today? You'd probably have more explorers trying to attain and achieve different things. So it would be completely different. But we have technology to reach extremes whilst we're in this environment. It just seems that it fitted everything that they wanted to provide to keep the whole cycle going. And also I gave out the because you look at the evidence for these balloon flights. Now, I'm not just looking at one, I'm looking at quite a few. And everybody tends to say, yeah, the sun and the moon looks closer. And, from the perspective, once you're outside of the main atmosphere, and it is a true reflection. You use your own eyes to look at this footage, even though it's in 2D. But the perception that you see is that it looks closer. Well, if the sun, the moon, and the Earth system was that simple, to understand, then man would be so simple he wouldn't understand. So no matter what level of intellect we actually get to, the system that we're in would be so complex we still wouldn't be able to understand it. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
So no matter what we achieve, I believe we will still never really truly understand exactly what it is. And that leads me to think that I'm not saying it's an experiment. I'm not saying we're a virus contained in a system, but we are no different to medieval man, to looking at our environment and working it out, no matter what progress we make in technology and level of intelligence that we think we are at.
Yeah.
Because man has always been conceited. You know, you have to go back to the World Exhibition at Crystal Palace, and they stated then that they thought that everything that could ever be invented had already been invented. Now that's the conceitness of man, and look where we've come since then.
Yeah.
So, and you know, so at that point, you would think they would have resolved the issue with the world and the environment, but they had absolutely no idea. So I would say that if we look at that basis, that we are still no further than these people who thought they knew everything. But what's happening now in this environment with the technology that's advancing as it is,
yeah,
we're being told what it is to satisfy the lust for the knowledge.
Yeah.
And we are not in a position to actually seek out completely, but we can ask the right questions, because we are becoming more aware of our surroundings, and the communication around the world, such as the tools for the web, and everyone is being connected, and our thought process is being communicated out, and the way to think, and your channel and the way that you pervade exactly your feelings towards it, I think has helped tremendously. It's certainly helped me, Del.
Nice one.
And I think I'm developing my thought patterns and my reasoning, and I fall back to it from time to time. And it's that communication between us all that can help.
Yeah, that's it, man. Being open and transparent and sharing with each other.
Yeah, and like you were saying about these people that come on and they're looking for X, Y, and Z, and they want to be celebrities and what have you. I've been attacked. Well, not attacked. I wouldn't say attacked. Attacked is too strong a word. But I've actually been questioned by being asked that I've actually had been two characters before, and that is sort of, I've taken the humorous stance, because I've never been more earnest in my life. And people saying, well, why? Or somebody has actually questioned my feelings towards these other conspiracies that are going on, you know. And I said, well, yeah, I've looked into those sort of things, but to be honest, it hasn't grabbed my passion and my whole bag of things as the flat earth has.
Yeah.
So I call it what you like, call it a switch, call it whatever. But as much as I believed that certain things were hoaxes and set up, there was little I could do about it. But with the flat earth, I could see and use my reasoning and use whatever I could in my toolbox to actually make sense and put out the message of the flat earth. And
yeah,
nobody can argue with that at the end of the day.
No. Because this is something that's in your direct experience.
Yeah.
Many other things are no, they're out with your experience. And that's something that you learn, you let go of and stop wasting your time with it. You know?
Yeah. 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 And people say, oh, you know, it's changed my life. And I had certain plans in place, but I must admit it speeded things up for me. And I've changed my life to a certain extent regarding it. I can't deny that.
Yeah.
But
it makes you look at things differently, ask different questions.
Yeah. Certainly does. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's been a great experience for, you know, the hassle that it's been and the stuff that's been on. It's been an absolutely amazing experience for me. and you know, being lucky enough to be part of it and experience it, you know, at this time, it's been great. And I would never change it for the world.
Yeah.
Well, I would change it if I could find out what the world actually was. But
Yeah, I mean, time will tell. But I mean, somebody said, "Oh, maybe they'll come out and say, oh, actually, it's more of a." I said, "No, no, no, no. They're never going to come clean on this." And then people talk about agendas, and you can hypothesize all you like, and you can go off different tangents. I mean, I'm looking at different aspects of things, I must admit, because I have an input into that, which can be contributed to sort of differing longer range plans by the establishment. But there's nothing like that I'd want to talk about on here, because my main, whatever I get involved in, my main aim, or I know what my mission, I know what my goals are. My mission is to get this out, and my goal is to prove that the Earth isn't a globe. Now, and I certainly wouldn't say it's flat, but what I would say, I can say with my hand on my heart, that it's not a bloody globe.
Yeah.
You know,
That's, as I keep saying to people, you know, flat Earth, and I use it in the title, it's an ongoing investigation.
Yeah, work in progress, like you said. That is it. That is it. Work in progress.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
with all these different people around the world that will have an expertise in one thing or another, that come into the flat Earth movement, may have an aspect that we couldn't even begin to think of now, but in the future will have an angle on something, which will then just exacerbate something else for somebody else, and so on and so on and so on. You know.
That's it. Oh, but you know, it'd be intriguing to see when people are unlocked from that belief, you know, what skills they actually have and what they can bring to the table. That's what I'm looking for as well, mate, you know. There's things that, you know, we don't see right now, although we may have been involved for a few years. Somebody will come along and bang, they'll just offer something because it's who they are, it's what their experience is, and they can add to it, you know.
Yeah.
There is no messiah here, you know. There's no one person who has all answers. It has to be, you know, the individual bringing what he has to the table, you know.
Exactly, and it's a collective. I'm ready to listen to the next person, you know. And if I come up with, if I think of something, no matter how stupid it sounds, you know, I've no problem with that, because I'm the first person to say, well, you know, this is the reason why I thought that, and then somebody else come and say, this is what it is. Well, that's great, you know, so they have an angle on it, which is far superior to what I had. Now, I'm not going to be knocked back for that. I'm just going to be happy that somebody else has come in and given the exact answer to it, because, like I say, I don't have the answers, but I might ask the right questions.
Yeah, exactly. It's like any endeavour, you know, you need somebody with a certain skill set in order to make progress, you know, and I'm happy for that. It's no, you know, not a problem with me. I've not got any ego where people feel threatened that somebody's coming and offering something new that they never came up with, so it becomes an issue. There's none of that here. You know, I welcome anybody who can make, you know, help this to move forward.
Yeah, I'm the same. So yeah, well, thanks for letting me on, Del, and I won't take any more time up. I know your time's limited tonight. So
appreciate you coming on, Chris, man. You're
thanks,
welcome.
Del. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers, bud. Take it easy, man.
And you.
Right. Hang on. I think I've got a couple of... It's missed calls again. Again, if there's somebody on here who's chatting, I'm not going to answer the phone. So I'm going to go for a wee 5 minutes and look in the chat, see what people are saying, and then I'm going to wrap it up. So I'm right at the bottom of the chat. Sorry, Marshall.
Before you start, dude, I need to make a few apologies. Issa, Brian, and Sergio, who's awakening from mind control. We're early doors tonight, man. So,
yeah, awakening from mind control is another guy who's been getting really active out there on the street. I've seen the videos popping up. I've not had a chance to get, you know, watch all of them. So check him out. And again, as Marshall says, apologies for tonight. I'm going to finish up here in 5 minutes. I may go live tomorrow or whenever, and you're more than welcome to come and join then. So, right, so where are we? I'm at the bottom of the chat here. Luke Caldwell, don't end it, Dell. Fly Earth, another hot potatoes. We all have a piece of the puzzle, exactly. Look, I know I apologise if I'm going to end it early tonight. But as I say, I can come back tomorrow night, whatever. But again, next Saturday we'll be back to the usual, be 7:30 till, you know, whenever. If the conversations are there and people are still coming on, then I'll keep it going for as long as it takes. But tonight I have a wee interest of my own that I want to partake in, so I'm going to be fucking selfish. Anders Ace, how you doing? Picking Paul. Cheers, man. Oh, my camera, I've seen about candles. I didn't realise it was getting so dark. Fry Prezi, thanks for today, thank you. This thing keeps jumping. Sorry, I'm away at the bottom of the chat again. If I missed your question or anything you were saying, just stick it on again. Crystal Shift, aye, your son Mandel, bless you, cheers. Arwin, good night, cheers man, night. West Coast Wisdom. No worries, just think about the meet up. Yep, as I say, I may come back on tomorrow or, you know, the next day, whatever, and we can focus on that topic and iron it out, and make an arrangement for it in a time, whatever. So Rob, if you're hearing this, I'll get in touch with you on Facebook and we'll sort that out. McPanda the Terrible, thank you. Cheers, man. Vortex Puppy Gaff, how are you? Great stuff, big man. You say it like no other, but exactly how we all have to do it. Cheers, man. Free to see, Propsdale, best platform for truth. Cheers. Alan Surgeoner, how you doing? Who's boxing? It's the Brook against Errol Spence, but there's an undercard that I was hoping to catch with George Groves as well. So, as I say, I don't agree with the reasons why these guys have to do it, but the sport in itself, you know, I enjoy it. So, aye, thanks again, everybody. Thanks to everybody who came on. Thanks to everybody in chat. Magumba, Jonah Worms, Marshall, as always, mate. Cheers, people. Yorkshire Lass Tracy, I see you there at the bottom. How you doing? As I say, maybe tomorrow again, guys. So appreciate it. Peace. Keep at them. Take it easy. See you later, Marshall, man.
Cheers.